Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. The Cleveland Guardians got a series win over the San Francisco Giants yesterday when they beat them 5-2. The Guards head to Colorado tonight to take on the Colorado Rockies at 8:40. Joey Cantillo gets the start for Cleveland. The Cincinnati Reds had a rough ninth inning yesterday. They allow 6 unearned runs. They lose to the St. Louis Cardinals 10-9. The Reds head out west to Arizona to start a series with the Diamondbacks at 9:40. You can hear that over on the Fan 2 tonight beginning at 9:10. The Cleveland Cavaliers and guard James Harden have agreed to a 3-year, $97 million extension, and Columbus Blue Jackets Elvis Merzlikins will be out indefinitely with shoulder surgery. This update sponsored by Hydrate Me Med Spa. Look great, feel great, personalized wellness and aesthetic treatments that work from the inside out. HydrateMeMedSpa.com.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner Funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
So where's the office back at Division? Yeah, in the office, baby. Going out.
And here we go. Welcome back into another edition of Rothman and Ice. I'm Matty Ice, TLC in the house. And to my right today, ladies and gentlemen, Olin Tangi's on, the former Buckeye, Joshua Perry in the building. JP, welcome back, man. What's been up?
Man, been ripping and running, been on the road. Glad to be back in the city, though.
Been on that private jet, huh? Coast to coast, that private NBC jet.
So I was out at Wisconsin yesterday. I was in Madison.
Yeah.
And I ran into Luke Fickell's wife.
Okay.
And it had been a while since I saw her. We're catching up. And so she's asking me about all the different things that I'm up to and where we had been. And then she says, well, do they fly you private? I ain't got that Coach Fick money, you know?
Yep.
I ain't got it like that. We travel nice.
First class. Okay.
But not private.
Not private.
No,
Not
sir.
private. That's an expensive ticket for anybody. You got to have a lot of coin to get that done. Folks, thanks for joining us. As always, we appreciate your time. Here's our lineup for today. Mike Petraglia covers the Bengals. He's going to join us at 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock, we'll talk all things Buckeyes with the one and only Austin Ward. And then at 2:30, we'll throw some chin music with our guy, Jensen Lewis. If you miss any of that, don't worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. Just type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3. We'll be waiting there for you. JP, high school football is back tonight.
It is.
Shout out to my pick, North Panthers. They're on the road at Troy tonight. Can't wait to see what they got cooked up this season. But up in Olentangy tonight should be a fun one. We got Olentangy Berlin and Olentangy Orange coverage for you right here on the Fan. It's going to start right around 6:30. JP, how you feeling about this high school stuff, man? I love it. This is when I really start to get excited, when the high school kids can get it going.
It's super exciting. And listen, I'm an Olentangy Brave for life, but I do live up a little bit further north now, so the Berlin Bears are right in my backyard. I'm actually going to head out there tonight. The unfortunate thing about my schedule setup is I don't get to watch a lot of high school football.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one time this year I'm going to be able to get out there. Got a little inter-district rivalry going on, so excited to watch these kids get back to work.
No doubt. TLC, what's going on, man? How you feeling today?
Oh, my goodness. I'm so excited because Joshua's here today.
You know what's crazy is that he never is that excited when it's just AR. He's never started the show with I'm so excited
too mundane.
You guys are here.
Status quo.
Whenever you're here, he gets charged up, man.
Yeah, because he knows what's getting ready to happen.
Yeah.
We have some good back and forth today.
Daddy's home.
Daddy's home.
Daddy's home today.
Oh, my
No, but I was telling you guys before the show, the pre-shows when Josh was here are the absolute best parts. Talk about how we're just hating fiction and would never read books like that. But I was excited to see Joshua because I felt like I saw him all weekend, because when I was at my family reunion, I told Joshua, I said, dude, it was like a 24/7 Joshua Perry glaze fest of all of my relatives just talking about how great Joshua is.
You know what it's like, and this is, I'm being honest, it's what you hear about Archie Griffin. Is what you hear about JP. I'm saying
two-time Heisman winner Joshua
When
Perry.
you're not in the room, people speak very highly of you.
I appreciate
very
that.
highly of you.
I really do appreciate that. Now, I could not ever say that anybody would speak as highly of me as they would of Archie.
What I mean by that is
that's a different stratosphere.
There's been so many people that have told stories about meeting him, and he's just always so nice and always so consistent with it, and that's some of the stuff that's out there about you. That's what I meant by that.
No, Cole's family is great, though.
Oh, well, they love you back.
Yeah.
I had one cousin texting Joshua. I had another cousin saying, I've only met Joshua once, but he's always responding to my Instagram DMs. Like, he acts like he's known me forever. I had an aunt saying, oh, I love talking to Joshua. We talk about politics all the time. I agree with everything he says. And then I had an uncle who said, oh, yeah, Joshua Perry, that's the linebacker who was at the wedding, right? Yeah, I went to the bar, and he was up there reading a novel. Smart guy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
reading at a wedding.
I like to read.
He was reading at a bar.
We talked about the books. So there was a time in my life when I was a kid where my mom, during the summer, she would make us read for 2 hours a day.
I like that.
Like every weekday.
Yeah, I like that.
And so I actually developed an enjoyment for reading. Now, the older I got, the less time I had to read. And so now I'm trying to reclaim that part of my life.
Okay.
So typically, airports, airplane, great time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you're sitting up at the bar by yourself, break out a novel. You get a little reading done while you're having a little cocktail.
Tablet, hard copies, all of it, all the above.
This has been a point of contention in my marriage, as a matter of fact. I have a lot of books. You read it, and then it's just kind of there for show to let people know that you read books, right? My wife is like, we're done. We're done with the books. You don't need another book. She made me buy a Kindle.
Okay.
I don't prefer it.
You like to turn the pages.
I do.
You like the hard copies.
I do. I like the physical media.
Yeah.
I do. And I prefer a hardcover versus a paperback.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many books? You got a big bookshelves or anything?
I got books in boxes right now, as a matter of fact, in my office. Like, I've got some up on the shelf, but it's like just boxes.
Best book you've read recently?
That is a tough question. I'm reading one right now. Boys Will Be Boys. It's a Jeff Pearlman about the Cowboys in the 90s.
Okay.
I like some of the stuff that he's written. Been very good to read. Shoe Dog was one that I really enjoyed as well. I read that a couple years ago. And then it feels relevant, but like Bill Rabinowitz writes the championship book for Ohio State.
Go get that.
Have to get that.
Go get that, folks. Good
Have
stuff.
to get that.
Yep.
And there's one out about Indiana that's it's in my duffel bag right now. I'm going to read it. Hopefully, I'm going to knock it out in the next couple weeks.
Okay. Speaking of Indiana, I know you've been traveling around. You made your way over to their facility. I'm sure the vibes are really, really good over there. So you talked to Kurt Cignetti. You've seen kind of what the playmakers, the new quarterback's going to look like. What's the temperature over there right now?
So the biggest thing that stood out to me, like even the last couple years, 11 wins and then an undefeated national championship, you look at that roster physically, and they didn't look like a big-time outfit. In particularly the front seven and the offensive line, you're like, kind of guys are a little bit sawed off. You know, maybe their ankles are a little bit too thick, right? Like they just didn't look the national championship caliber.
Yeah.
I walked in that practice. They got length on the D-line. They got dudes that are twitched up. The offensive line looks great. They've got some good length in the secondary, big wide receivers. And I Charlie Becker, bigger dude than people would imagine, but like seeing him physically in person was impressive. I talked to Bryant Haynes, their defensive coordinator. Yeah. He was our linebacker GA in 13. Mm-hmm. So I'm asking him about just the difference in personnel. And he was like, you'll love this. He's like, who was that guy that we had in 13? He's like, longer dude in the secondary, played nickel. He's like, what's the guy's name? Tyvis Powell. Tyvis Powell. He said, Tyvis Powell, we got one of those now. He said, I've never had one of those before. We got one of those.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I love it, man.
It was
I love
phenomenal.
it. So no, that's good, man. We're going to play a game at 12:30. We played a game yesterday, JP, looking around the AFC North and the NFC North. And on a scale of 1 to 10, TLC hit us with some questions and our confidence that this guy could do that. This guy won't be able to do that. We'll do that at 12:30 about some of the Big Ten stuff. Speaking of Indiana, last night, Fernando Mendoza out there in front of the world in preseason week number 2. Mixed bag for him. I think one of the big takeaways for me was, all right, you threw a pick 6. It's the preseason. I don't think you want any quarterback trying to run down the defender and diving onto the ground in the preseason. I don't really love it in the regular season.
I agree.
Preseason, absolutely not. But I remember you and I having conversations last year about Fernando, and you wanted to dive into the tape. And I know one thing you were curious about is, how is he going to handle the under center type of stuff, right?
Yep.
And so I think it looks to me, JP, that you were right, that's going to take some time for him to get under center, turn his back to the defense and all that stuff.
So I never liked him as a number one overall guy because I felt like he's still pretty developmental, right? Like he's not a guy to me that comes in, immediately transforms your organization. Now, down the line, I think you have a pretty good guy in him. I'm not exactly sure he's going to ever be a Hall of Famer. To the point about turning his back, you saw the sack that K-Mac had.
Mm-hmm.
So this is under center, play action. And I think the mechanics of him doing the hard play action fake and then getting his eyes around so he can read the rush and then read down the field, something he's going to have to improve on. But that's also middle pressure. And one of the things I've talked about with Fernando Mendoza is he can handle pressure that's coming from the outside pretty well. He knows how to step up in the pocket. He can get you some yards out there if it breaks down. When the pressure is coming from the middle of the line, he struggles. When it's right there in his face, he struggles. And that's kind of what happened on that pick six that he threw.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's got to learn. Young player, give him all the grace in the world. You never throw that ball late over the middle of the field. I think part of the reason he makes a mistake like that as a guy who's highly intelligent and is very football smart and aware is because he had that pressure coming right in his face. That's something that he's going to have to adapt to. I think it's a combination. He's got to get better with interior pressure, but he's also got to figure out, and there's a lot of quarterbacks coming in the league right now, figure out how to do that under center, turn your back to the defense, get your eyes around and make a play.
I have to imagine that's really, really hard if you've never done it before, haven't done it at a high clip. He's in a situation to where I don't think they're going to ask much from him this year anyway.
Yep.
I think you get whatever data you can get.
It's a great situation for him, by the way.
I agree, right? I think Kirk Cousins can hold it down for a while. I'd like to get, a handful of games to see what you got, to see, can he handle the things that you're talking about? What type of personnel do we need to bring in around him, and then turn the page into the offseason and do your thing there. I always forget how physically imposing he is as a quarterback. Like, he's every bit of that 6'4",
he's a big dude.
6'5". He looks
thick forearms.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No,
Absolutely.
he's a good-looking athlete.
Absolutely. So we'll see. They have what they think is a trio that should do some damage. Mendoza, Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty. They got to get that offensive line in order.
They do.
The playmakers on the outside, not so great either when you get past Brock Bowers. Coming up next, we're going to go down to Cincinnati because it's Joe Burrow sending a message to the Bengals front office. Some think so. We'll give you our take next. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Coghlan Kia of Dublin is now open, and we're offering grand opening savings at all 4 Coghlan Kia locations. Get 0% financing on select new 26 Kia Sportage and Sorrento. Pay $0 out of pocket when you lease a new 27 Seltos or 26 Sportage for $375 a month for 36 months. Get grand opening savings at Coghlan Kia.
Coghlan has the car for you.
With approved credit, 0% for 48 months equals $20.83 per 1,000 finance through Kia Motor Finance. Leases include 10,000 miles per year with 20 cents per mile over penalty. Excludes tax, title, and registration. No security deposit. See dealer for details and A3126.
Anybody can make a good pitch. Hey friends, Beamer here. Awaken 180 had to prove it. Paige and her coaches stayed involved, kept me accountable, and helped me lose 75 pounds. Support during, support for life, online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver. Outlaw Motors Speedway gives you the chance to prove it. Experience professional racing simulators, full motion rigs, and some of the world's iconic tracks right here in Grandview. Race your friends, join a league, or bring the office out for an unforgettable corporate event. And when the checkered flag drops, keep the night going with great food and drinks here or next door at Agave and Rye. Then climb back in the driver's seat and see who's got what it takes. Book your race today at outlawsimracing.com.
Something big has just dropped at Hothead Burritos. Introducing barbecue pork carnitas. Juicy, mouth-watering pork carnitas. Our limited-time new citrus chipotle barbecue sauce. Savor the summer flavor. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
They will resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He'd got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He'd heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
At BMI Federal Credit Union, we believe it's never too early to build smart financial habits. Open a savings account for the youth in your life with just $5, and we will put $100 into a youth certificate. Visit bmifcu.org/youth.
Helping a new driver get ready for their road test? Here's a convenient new way to make the most of your 50 hours of required practice driving time. The Road Ready Ohio app. Available now at no cost to new drivers and their families. Road Ready Ohio keeps track of your driving experience together, providing feedback and safe driving tips. It even generates the documentation you need for the Ohio BMV. The Road Ready Ohio app. Free to download in the Apple and Google App Stores.
Do you know what to do if you're stuck on the railroad crossing? Get out of your vehicle. If a train is not approaching, find the blue and white emergency notification system sign on the traffic signs at the crossing. For help, call the number on the sign and give them the crossing number so they know your location and can alert train traffic. Remember, find the blue and white to save your life. For more information, visit oli.org.
It's our night! After the games are over Friday night, keep it locked on the Fan for high school football overtime. Ryan Baker and Lee Cochran keep you up to date with all the latest news and scores. Your home for Friday Night Lights, the Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies are here for your Friday. Yeah, ending the week with some nice weather. Highs around 81. For your Saturday, increasing clouds with spotty showers and storms popping up in the afternoon and evening. Highs right around 80. For the Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan.
You're listening to Roastman and the Icebreaker right here on 97.1, The Fanification.
Welcome back in. Let's get to it. Am I allowed to say Happy Football Friday? Is that allowed today on August 21st?
Absolutely.
High school officially kicking off.
Yes.
Week 0 next week, and then it's on and popping for game week. What are you guys doing at NBC for week 0 coverage next weekend?
We've got San Jose USC for week 0, so I will be on the road late next week.
Okay.
It'll be our, I don't want to call it a test run or a trial run, but it'll be the first one of the year. Work out some of the...
Nervous? You guys nervous over there?
I get nervous. I get butterflies.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing. People say that's a good thing. I believe it's a good thing.
Yeah, so we'll work out whatever needs to be worked out, but very excited to be back at it.
So when the producer's in your guys' ear saying, 3, 2, 1, whatever it is, when that red light comes on, the nerves are...
I got to take a deep breath while they're counting down. Then the open rolls, and they start counting again until the mics come up, and I'm like...
Got to lock in.
One of those.
Got to lock in.
Yeah.
I'll be looking forward to seeing you cover the sport we love all year long. Going to be good stuff. Everybody's going to be locked into what the Cincinnati Bengals are doing this year because there's just so much excitement about this season because of the defensive additions. However, there's always been big picture conversation around Joe Burrow and reading into some of his comments. So we've played and all heard plenty of comments from him that are like, okay, where's he at mentally? Had the comments a year ago about wasn't having fun, didn't have a whole bunch of joy and all of that. So there was a clip yesterday from his media availability that a lot of people are reading into, and maybe is he trying to send yet another message to the front office? Let's play it and react.
I'm trying to put it out into the world. I'm trying to manifest it. I'm trying to show our guys the urgency that I have and that I want us to have as an organization to go and make it happen. You know, you can keep pushing it down the road, or you can talk about it now and say this is the year. And you know, I'm tired of saying next year. This is it. You know, your life is too short to keep pushing things down the road, and I'm trying to instill some urgency and some intensity in everybody to go and be great every day and try to go make it happen.
You feel like it's got to be now or never this year?
That's how I'm treating it, for sure. That's how I'm treating it.
All right, so there are some that have heard that and think that that's a shuttle shot at the front office. I saw Dan Orlovsky say that's win or I'm out. Did it hit you that way?
The part that kind of hit me like that was when he said life is too short. Right? Like that line to me stood out more than anything else he said there. The other part too that makes it seem like he would be ready to open up some trade options, right? Is saying that he needs to instill urgency. So like you're as an organization, like you're just not urgent to capitalize on a window. Like that to me feels weird. Like if he's talking about players, like, so you're just out here to collect a check, like you're not urgent to win. That to me speaks more to like he's seeing some systemic things that he's really not loving.
It feels to me that going back to the Carson Palmer deal, right? Because there was some of this going on as well, where he was obviously unhappy. He didn't like how the organization was going about their business, whether it was lack of investment in the roster, lack of resources around the building, facilities, yada, yada, yada. I feel like things have changed a bit down there in Cincinnati as far as their investment in the team. I can't sit here right now and say that they haven't heavily invested in trying to get this team back to the AFC Championship and beyond.
Right.
Because the last couple of years, they've done that financially with the offensive guys, getting Dexter Lawrence and some others. I think they're trying to put their best foot forward. Now, it obviously has to click. And so if you're Joe Burrow, you can understand his frustration because he's looking at how good he is and how good the offensive playmakers are around him. And I think he's looking down the road and not wanting to have regret about this window of time that they're in and thinking, man, we really dropped the ball there, because now we're looking at 3 consecutive seasons of 9-8, 9-8, 6-11. And so when you are one of the best in the sport, you better be frustrated about that. I hope that this isn't a, hey, we got to win the Super Bowl this year or I'm out. I think there is something to building and stacking over a couple of years. And so I wonder in his mind, what is that bar that they need to achieve for him to feel comfortable and feel cozy about, yeah, I'm good. I don't want to think about maybe moving elsewhere.
So that to me is one of the more interesting things is I think defining success solely off of winning a Super Bowl is so narrow, and there are a lot of things that are out of your control a lot of times that have to happen. I think when you have the roster in preseason to do that, like your goal should be, let's go win the thing. But if you don't, I don't think you can say, well, the whole thing's a failure and we got to blow it up. So I'm to your point, make it to the AFC Championship game. Do you feel good about that? If you make a Super Bowl appearance but don't win, do you say, okay, like this is we're in a place where I feel like we can run it back? Anything short of that, are you questioning? I could understand that. But if the idea is 100% win the championship, or I don't want anything else to do with this, I think that it's a very narrow way to look at the organization, the strides that you've made, and ultimately like success in the NFL. It might be a year down the road.
Yeah.
Like you got there, you could replicate it. Running to somewhere else might not be the solution.
Exactly. And so look, he's under contract until 2029. Jamar and T are locked up as well. I don't think it's going to get to that point to where we're turning the page to next offseason and we hear, oh, this is I'm going to retire. I'd rather retire than come back and play for you guys. I'm not getting that level of animosity right now.
What if it goes bad though?
So you're saying like, okay, when you say bad, what's baked into that? Injuries, or you're saying just straight up bad? Like they're out there and it's just for whatever reason the defense is awful.
Defense is bad. Maybe it is an injury situation. Like I'm a former athlete. Like I get to a point where I talk myself into like this place is kind of cursed. Right? But like if it doesn't go to plan and they regular season fall short of expectations, early out in the playoffs, whatever the case is, then what?
Here's what the first domino that I think falls is Zach Taylor.
Yeah,
I think that's the first domino that falls. We watched Steelers, Ravens, Browns all move on, especially the Steelers and the Ravens with established Super Bowl winning head coaches. When you go down this road, that's usually kind of how it works, right? You go to the head coach. They're not going to pick Zach Taylor over Joe Burrow. That would be the dumbest decision anybody could make. I'm living in a fantasy world let's say it doesn't work out. They don't make the postseason for a fourth season in a row. I think that would be it for Zach Taylor. Unfortunately for him, and you know whose music you're hearing, that theme music? It's Bill Belichick. It's Bill Belichick leaving North Carolina, coming to Cincinnati. You don't think that would be intriguing to Joe Burrow? To go from Zach Taylor to Bill Belichick? Because I think this is it for Bill in North Carolina this year. I've been saying that for a minute now.
Right. So if it's it, does that mean he had back-to-back ass years in the lower level where everybody expected him to just drop his rings on the table and turn UNC into a contender, where his GM, that's his homeboy that he had to have around, is on administrative leave, and his son disappeared, and I hope everything's going well with him, but had to have him around too?
Guess what's going to happen? I'm going to bring out that Men in Black zapping pen, and we're going to forget about all of that. We're going to forget about all of that because I think it would work.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
How much was Bill and how much was Tom?
I've always been Team Tom. Always. That's where I'm at. But the reason why you're asking this question is the reason why I think it could work in Cincinnati.
He turned Mac Jones into a bum.
He did, and he made some awful personnel decisions. I can't support any of that. But you asked me a question that had Brady attached to it. And if I can attach Burrow to that, I think there's something there. So you don't think he's just staying at North Carolina for like the next 4 years or whatever, do you?
No, I think this is probably going to be it. I don't anticipate that it's going to go particularly well this year.
Yeah.
But if people are banging down his door after the 2 years that we just watched, that, to me, points to organizations that are unserious.
I think there are a ton of those franchises out there that keep.
And the man is old. How many good years do you think you're getting out of him?
We only need
He's going to cheer competitions. He's got other things on his mind right now.
He does. I think he would at least get an interview. I'm not saying it would be a slam dunk that's the guy, but if he is a free agent and if you're the front office, you don't think about, man, this could make our quarterback good, bringing in the guy that won all these Super Bowls, of arguably the best to ever do it. I think that could sway him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there would be people that would entertain that conversation.
Yeah.
I have just gotten to this point where I am giving the lion's share of the Patriots' success to Tom Brady.
I am with you on that.
I am evaluating the Bill Belichick before and after Tom Brady, who was not a very good coach, and Bill Belichick, the college coach, who was not a very good coach, and I see red flags everywhere.
Okay. I don't see them everywhere. I see a few.
I see him everywhere.
I see a few.
He got Mac Jones.
I think
best year he got out of that dude was right after he came from Alabama. It was a steady downhill trend from there. And now we're starting to learn this dude might actually be a player.
Is that on Belichick
yes.
or who the offensive coordinator, quarterback coach was at the time?
He hired the guys.
Those
were his guys.
That's what I said. I can't support the personnel, but Mac Jones is just kind of a guy.
There's
he's fine.
No reason for me to believe that he'll be able to hire any better than what he's done.
I don't think that's going to have to be that drastic because he's going to have Joe Burrow. He's going to have that piece in place.
So Joe's going to coach himself?
No, there's going to be an offensive coordinator that comes in and I think would be good, but I think that solves a lot of the issues, more so than having Mac Jones.
He had our man, Matty P, the legend. Shout out to Matt Patricia.
Yes.
Calling plays on
That's
offense.
what I said.
I just don't know if I would be willing to do that experience again in the NFL.
I just don't know what better options are going to be out there. That the front office, Burrow, the fan base would be on. I don't think they can go down the road of, we're going to bring in some young
Grant
hot
Udinski.
shot. Yeah, I don't think
I agree with that.
I don't think that's going to do it.
Well, get Tomlin.
Okay, now we're talking.
Yeah, get his ass out of the studio.
Now we're talking.
And put him back on the sideline.
Okay. Get his revenge against the Steelers twice a year.
Right.
Wow, I just heard that Joshua hates his new coworker.
I don't.
Get his ass out is what I just heard.
Well, I'm saying if you want to be serious, that's what I would do. That feels more serious.
Is Tomlin already a locker room cancer in Bristol?
No. People love him. I haven't met the guy yet.
Apparently you don't.
I do. You don't do this to me. Not right now, Cole.
Stop being messy.
Not right now, Cole.
Stop being messy, Cole. You put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Coming up in 2 minutes, we're going to play the confidence 1 to 10 scale game with the Big Ten Conference after the break. Don't move. We're Rothman and Ice right here on the Fan.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Common Man here. Right now, buy 4 windows, get 4 free in 48 months with 0% interest, same as cash. Restrictions apply. Call 614-502-5220. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
This is Gordon Miller from Miller Lending, your original home of the no-cost loan. When it comes time to buy or refinance your home, there's 3 basic rules you need to know. Rule number 1, never ask your lender if they need to call your employer to make sure you still work there. Quitting the week of closing was not cool, Bob. Number 2, never call from jail and say you're going to be running a little late for closing. Again, not cool, Bob. And finally, the one thing Bob did right, never ever pay closing costs. What banks won't tell you is that paying closing costs creates an 8-year break even, yet the average loan lasts only 4. It's similar to buying life insurance at age 108. The math simply doesn't math. At Miller Lending, we solved that problem 39 years ago. By waiving all the fees, we completely eliminated the break even, so you will immediately realize savings. So why wait? Pick up the phone and call Miller Lending today. 877-9-NO-COST, or simply apply online at nocostmortgage.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender and MLS number 250-2146.
Bring bold flavor to every cookout with Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Dog friendly. And if you ain't down with that, this is Rothman and Ice.
Happy Friday. Former Buckeye Joshua Perry in the house today. Hope you guys are having a nice start to your weekend. JP and I were talking during the break about robots. I don't know if you guys have seen the robot video of the guy out there on the track. Was it racing Usain Bolt?
It was just
something like that?
I think it might have been just like a trial run. That thing was moving, but then it ran into the wall,
just crashed out,
and then stumbled backwards. And as it fell, it hit its robot head, caught on fire.
20 years from now, if you could purchase a robot, like an in-house maid, like that would be your robot, just take care of everything for you, laundry, everything. You'd program it to where you don't have to lift a finger to do mow the lawn. You don't have to do any of that anymore. Would Joshua Perry purchase a robot?
I would rather pay a human than to buy the robot.
Creating jobs.
Yeah, well, I've come to this conclusion in society right now. I feel like we're we want to make this like a big philosophical thing.
We're going to talk politics.
But we're heading toward a place where we are actively replacing human capital with technology. And I think
big tech.
There's some advantages to the efficiency here. Me, the kind of guy that I am, unless I'm getting like 1 or 2 things at the grocery store, I always go through a cashier line. First off, I'm not doing self-scan because I don't work there. They're not paying me to scan my own damn groceries, so I'm not going to do it. But also, like, people do that for a living.
Okay, but here's the problem with that, is that the self-scanning, the self-checkout, nowadays there are more available, what would you even call those? The registers, so to speak.
Yes.
There are more self-checkout registers than actual registers. So I'm not going to stand in line when the self-checkout's moving like this.
So you don't value that person over there who's working hard, receiving a paycheck for their family enough to wait 10 more minutes?
10 more minutes? Hell no.
Especially if I got frozen stuff, JP. I'm not waiting.
So I value myself.
You guys just don't care about the people.
I love the people.
No, you don't.
Here's the thing.
You clearly don't.
It breaks my heart when I see at these stadiums these robotic bartenders now. They're taking over everywhere, to your point. Went to a major league game. It was in Pittsburgh, I believe. I saw one of those.
You know what the problem with that is, too? You'll never get a house pour with a robot bartender.
Right down to the ounce. It's going to be very minimal.
it will be exactly as the recipe says every time.
And if you want double, it's going to be probably $60 for a Jack and Coke somewhere.
Man, that's crazy.
Crazy.
But I'm here for the humans to do work. So
I'm not mad at it, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't get.
But it is pretty cool when you can order some stuff off Amazon, have the drone drop it off in your backyard. I'm kind of in on that stuff.
That's crazy.
Kind of cool to me.
We talked about also like the level of fame you have to be to not shop for your own groceries. I like that you're at least shopping for your own. I got to give you something.
I prefer to do it because every time you put in one of those orders and somebody does it for you, the produce doesn't look the way it needs to look. They mixed up the brand on something. It's just like
he's also a guy, TLC, that enjoys cooking. So you probably want to see and feel kind of everything that you're wanting to chef up.
You don't want a bruised tomato.
No, I don't. And we've also talked about this. I appreciate the grocery store conversation. I like the
with randoms.
Yeah, the communal. Hey, how are you? All that. Hey, let me slide by you. I enjoy the human interaction. I know you guys are big headphones in the grocery store people.
Yeah.
Not me, not I.
Yeah, I'm in and out. I don't need conversations.
See, this is part of the problem.
If it's somebody I know,
where is humanity?
If it's somebody I know, let's chop it up. But let me get in and out. Like that's what everybody's there for at the grocery store.
Did
right?
Antonio Gage shop for his own groceries?
I doubt it. He's not parking his Rolls Royce at the grocery store.
Well, I didn't think about that angle of it when I had that conversation. But it's like, wait a minute. Why is there one car here that is worth way more than the others? And you're going to go leave that unattended in a crowded parking lot for 20 minutes while you're shopping.
I got to take on that.
That could be dangerous.
I got to take on that too.
Take on what?
People that drive nice vehicles that let you know that your vehicle isn't worthy of being next to mine, so I'm going to park all the way.
I do.
In the back. That's looking. You guys are looking down on everybody.
Well, let me say it like this. Have you ever had a door ding in your car?
I have.
Okay. And so,
I have.
And so clearly there are some people who don't respect automobiles the same way that I do, and I'm not going to run the risk.
Okay, but there's also a message in there too.
There's a little bit of a message. Don't touch my daggone car.
You guys aren't on this level. All right, TLC, let's get into some Big Ten ball. I know you got some questions lined up for us. Here's the game. JP, it's simple. Scale of 1 to 10. 10 being you're most confident that this will happen. 1, obviously, not so much. What's up?
All right, topic number 1, Big Ten edition. Jeremiah Smith wins the Biletnikoff and is a Heisman finalist.
I would go an 8 on that.
Oh, okay.
So I think there's which is wild, but I feel like people get tired of the tried and true thing, and they're always looking for the shiny toy. And so you hear all this Malachi Toney and Cam Coleman, right? Like you hear a lot about those guys, and so I do think that there are voters who are humans for these awards who tend to vote based off of a story rather than what they see on the football field. And so when you factor all of that in, and I know these people who are voters, they like stories too daggone much. That's why it's an 8 and not a 10 out of 10 for me.
I was going to go with a 7. And all it is for me is so much quarterback love when it comes to the Heisman. If this was straight up Biletnikoff, I'd probably be 9.5 with what he's going to do this year. But because this is supposed to be a good crop of quarterbacks, and again, we'll wait and see on that. Getting him to be a Heisman finalist when his teammate is going to be in that conversation too is going to be, I think, a little tough.
So it's one of the things that I ask people that I work with that are Heisman voters is, so do you guys just not care that you're watching the best player in college football? Like, is there anything else that you consider? And I think there are other valid considerations, right? Like, I think the idea of how you lift a program makes you more outstanding than somebody else. Like, certainly we can get there. I also think people like moments and they like stories too much. Everybody talks about Heisman moment. Yeah, okay, so we're going to watch 12 games. We're going to watch a guy have like 800 reps, and then we're going to distill that down into 3 moments that you put on the highlight reel.
What if the Heisman moment comes in a big-time matchup against a big-time team?
I think if you're waffling back and forth, that puts you over the top. However, to me, I think people are literally just like, what do their best highlight plays look like? And damn the rest of the body of work.
So let's go back to Mendoza from last year. The Oregon game, Penn State game, that didn't move you as much?
You know what moved me was there were 3.5 quarters before some of those moments that didn't look like the moment.
Fair.
So we came on air after that Penn State game, and one of my co-hosts was like, this is a Heisman moment out of Fernando Mendoza. And I'm like, the one drive or all of the other drives that weren't very good. I mean, threw a pick in the second half of that game. Charlie Becker was out there making circus catches, and the catch that ended up being the touchdown was a ridiculous catch. It wasn't even the throw. So I feel like we get too carried away with this stuff.
What's next, TLC?
I couldn't pull up the stupid Gus Johnson call in time. All right, Josh Hoover throws less than 10 interceptions this year. What's your confidence?
So he's been a gunslinger, as you know. I got confidence, though, in Cignetti that he can coach this out of him. So I'm going to go 7.5, 8. Like, that's where I'm at with this. I like the weaponry around him. You've seen him. You mentioned Charlie Becker. Can't wait to see what Nick Marsh looks like coming in from Michigan State. So, yeah, I'll go 8.
Yeah, I'm going to say a 9 on this one. I think Cignetti's going to make it very clear to him, like, if you throw the ball to the other team too much, you're just not going to play here. But I watched him in training camp. Looks very good. I love the talent around him. They're also going to run the ball. That's Indiana wants to be a run-the-ball team, so I think they're going to be able to create advantageous matchups because of that.
11 interceptions a couple years ago, 13 last season. So we'll see if he can dial it down. I think he will.
Found it.
It's crashing out, man. Unbelievable. Crashing out.
That's to look forward to this year. Let's round it out with this one. What is your confidence level that Michigan finishes in the top 5 in the Big Ten?
4. So here's my thing. Like, the preseason polls kill me because, like, you know, they did the unofficial Big Ten one, and it's like, you know, Michigan's finishing top 5, and they're like, you know, top 20 team or whatever. I don't know if I can buy into that. Yeah. I think that their lines of scrimmage on both sides are going to be really good. I think they have a linebacker problem. Not one of those guys I would want to start if I had the choice, that they're probably going to end up starting. I think their secondary is going to be fine. Like the tight end room, I think they've got 2 receivers this year. They've got 3 running backs, really good. The question's about the quarterback.
That's it.
I watched him practice. I think he's got a little bit more touch on the ball. I'm still questioning decision-making. I'm still questioning his ability to go through a progression and sequence confidently. So until I feel better about that, I don't know, man. It might be an 8-4 team. I don't think that's finishing top 5 in the Big Ten.
I don't see it either for them this season. And there's always a team that pops up and maybe overachieves a hair. Maybe it's Iowa, maybe it's Washington. Who knows who that team is going to be? But we know who the contenders are up top in the Big Ten. 4 to 5 of those maybe this year already on paper. We'll see if they can stay healthy and all of that stuff. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be right there towards the top of the Big Ten this season, and that's not a surprise. But to hear that from you, you aren't the first person that said similar things about Bryce Underwood going up to Ann Arbor and watching those practices. That you see the talent.
Yeah, and I think he is a little bit better, but I don't know if it's the leap that people are going to be hoping for Michigan to be one of the best teams in the Big Ten,
or if he could pay off on that recruiting.
No doubt. Well,
being the best player in the country and all that
of money
stuff.
there.
Ton of money there for sure. We'll round out the first hour of the show next with Overs and Unders. We're Rothman and Ice right here on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Matt, are you still driving that great car you got from McDaniel GM Superstore?
Every day, man. Bought it there. No regrets, no hidden fees, and no games.
The 26 Silverado 1500. Right now, save up to $13,000 off MSRP.
13 grand?
Wow. And 0% APR for 60 months.
Or lease one for as low as $339 a month.
Terms and conditions apply for qualified buyers. McDaniel GM Superstore, north on 23 off Route 95 in Marion. McDanielGMSuperstore.com.
Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
How many of you have had your garage floor done? I'll wait for the answer. Yeah, that's enough. How many of you think it looks like crap? That's because it is crap. One quick call to Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they can install a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor in one day. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It's like pulling into a new car showroom every night. And here's the best part. It is guaranteed your garage floor will never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint. ever. And listen, you lazy bum, they'll even take the stuff out of the garage for you. They're all certified uniform pros. No subcontractors at Comer & Cross. This is a premier product with premier results, and they hired a premier endorser to tell you about it. For your quick and easy Comer & Cross garage floor quote, call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to comercross.com, C-O-M-E-R cross.com.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing, 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall for Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice, Orthopedic One. A couple years ago, I felt like I was breezing through life. I was tearing through rounds of golf, and it hit me. Excruciating hip pain. Hip that would not go away until I saw my friends at Orthopedic One. Then, bye-bye pain. So if you're dealing with constant pain or you suffered an injury, start with the specialist. Start at orthopedic1.com. There's no referral required, and there's several convenient locations in Central Ohio. Schedule your appointment at orthopedic1.com.
Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since 48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at mountaindew.com. That's mountaindew.com.
Disasters strike, fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. Direct Relief delivers. No politics, no red tape. Direct Relief is a lifeline to people in crisis. So check them out at directrelief.org. And if you can, donate.
Steve Air with USA Insulation. Let's do some quick math together. Your energy bill this summer, probably one of the highest you've ever paid. Now imagine that same bill all winter long. That's what you're going to be looking at if you don't fix your insulation. You can still get the best deal of the year. We foam your walls, we insulate your attic for free. That ends August 31st. You don't want to miss it. The insulation pays for itself in energy savings. Call before August 31st for your free attic insulation. 529-2440 or usainsulation.net.
USA Insulation. Leon was about to leave the military.
My biggest concern was, what am I going to do next?
He found out about My Computer Career and their military transition program.
The Cyber Warrior program takes you from not knowing anything about a computer at all to being a subject matter expert.
How long is that going to take?
In the span of 4 months, I was able to get 4 different certifications.
4 months? Leon's advice?
Highly recommended.
Become a certified cyber warrior in just months at mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. VA education benefits available to those who qualify.
Have you ever met a man who wins money betting on tennis? Enter Scotty Vegas. Join Scotty and Dave Biddle for On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Sunday mornings at 9 on The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice presents Overs and Unders.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
All right, welcome back in. Top of the hour, Mike Petraglia covers the Bengals. Jungle Roar Pod. He'll join us to talk about the joint practices and all that stuff happening this week with the Bears, so don't miss that here in a moment. TLC, what do you got cooked up in overs and unders, my man?
All right, so we talked about Mendoza last night playing in the preseason, Raiders-Texans. He had a hit on the sideline with Laura Rutledge, and it ended like this.
And please tell Mr. Buck I say hello.
Oh, we love it. There you go. What about Mr. Aikman?
Oh, of course. I mean, he's a legend, you know. I think Mr. Buck needs some more love because, I mean, Mr. Aikman's already, you know.
Well said, Fernando. You nailed it.
Thank you. God bless.
Back to you guys.
See, there it is. Back to Mr. Buck. That's the stuff. I mean, he is unique, and I'll take that. We'll take the love from Fernando Mendoza, and he says all the right things. Sometimes it's very vanilla, but boy, does he think he represents himself really, really well.
At what age do you stop greeting people as Mr. and Mrs. and just start greeting them by their first name? Over under 22.5.
So let me just start off by saying this. At what point does it become insulting when people keep saying he is unique? You are unique.
We're getting there. Because there is another message I think that's baked into that.
Avoiding the thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. For me, JP, it's an over. I didn't get comfortable with that until I was probably about 30, if I'm being honest, with people that are 15, 20 years older than me. Here's one thing I will never do, and I've never done. called my parents by their first name. Please. That has never happened. I've grown up with kids that did that, and I didn't know how they were still alive because I don't think I would have made it.
I've gotten there.
Yeah.
I've gotten there.
Yeah,
now,
no,
it's not like every time I see my parents, I'm like, oh, Jim, Georgette. Like, how did, but, you know, like sometimes I'll be like talking to my dad. I'll be like, what's going on, Big Jim? You know?
Okay, see, that's a little nickname, but it's a nickname. It's not like, what's up, Jim? Right, it's a nickname. So it's a little loophole in there.
Just walk in the living room and just like, what's up, Jim?
What up, Big Jim?
So
I love it.
My take on this is I think a little bit different. I don't know if there's a set age. I skew more towards where you're at, where I was very scared as an adult to just start calling people by their first name. And if you were Mr. or Mrs. somebody to me, then that's just where we are, period. Now, as I have grown up, right, like I'm just calling people by whatever they prefer to be called. So if I get introduced to somebody as Mr. Smith, then that's just what I'll call you. Now, if you say my name's John Smith, I'm going to call you John. So it's kind of the thing for me.
I think I found the solution. If you're both in the workforce, you can be on a first name basis. If either one of you isn't, I think it's got to be Mr. or Mrs. So, in that example, Joe Buck isn't old enough to be retired yet. Like if Joe Buck were Vern Lundquist, who were like in his 80s and retired, or, you know, Brent Musburger, and then it's like, I'd say, oh, you know, you give him like the elderly clause of Mr. Musburger, Mr. Lundquist, or, you know, if you're not old enough to be in the workforce. But I think if you're in that 22 to 65, I think that's a sweet spot where you're on the same level.
Lamar does the same thing. So I don't know if you guys have heard, like when he talks to Pam Oliver, he'll say, thanks, Miss Pam, at the end of all of his interviews. So Fernando's going to get the credit and love for being so polite, but Lamar was first on the scene to do that. I just want to make that clear.
Throwing the Miss or Mr. in front of the first name, I think was a thing that I did early on to get used to calling adults by their first name, because it felt like it softened the blow a little bit. You're still showing them that level of respect.
For sure.
But my wife calls my parents Mr. and Mrs. Perry.
Still?
Still.
Yeah.
And my dad has told her on numerous occasions, you can call me Jim, you can call me Pop. That's what the kids call him. Like, you can call me anything other than, but she's like, nope.
I'm wired the same way,
I can't
man.
do it.
I'm wired the same way. There's just something in me to where there's a level of respect for certain people to where I can't call them by their first name. So I'm the same way.
Your wife and your mom watch Love Island together, and she's calling her Mrs. Hey, Mrs. Perry, who's your favorite? Like
every day, my wife will be like, Mrs. Perry, do you need a refill on your wine?
It's good. It's good. It's good stuff. I like it.
Does that not get to the okay? I don't.
My mom prefers it. My dad does not. My mom loves when she's called Mrs. Perry.
That's just shocking to me, just because I'm like, at some point, it's like, why are you acting like you don't know me? Like, just call me by my first, like, especially if you get to the spouse level. I mean, like, even in like dating, that's kind of shocking to me.
I mean, I call her parents by their names, but that's a different story. She is dead set on doing it.
Okay, if that's what they're comfortable with, then okay. How many years in a row does a team have to make the playoffs before truly being in a Super Bowl or bust situation? Over under 2.5.
I'm gonna go.
This is
it's a good question.
It's nuanced.
Actually.
Yeah, actually. Wasn't expecting this out of you.
Because you don't see me reading books at the bar like you.
Well,
I don't think I need to see 3 years. I think I could get to a point if I believe in your head coach or quarterback and where your roster is and you drafted well in a 2-year window. I think I'd be ready to push some teams in that Super Bowl or bust category.
So this is exactly how I would answer that question. If you are over the 2.5, you are by definition in your window. There are instances where you can be under that, to your point, get impact players in the offseason, you draft really well, roster construction, new head coach, and like coaching was the problem, roster wasn't the issue. That could put you there beforehand.
Yeah.
But if you're in that third time doing it, like, we got to see a little something.
And we'll round it out with this, inspired by Matty Ice. How many autographs / pictures will be taken of Joshua Perry tonight at the Orange and Berlin game? Over under 7.5. I bumped it up. He said 5.
Oh, I'm smashing the over on this. The King's coming home tonight. What do you like? This is going to be
coming home.
Autographs and pictures all day. 7.5. Yeah, I'm going over.
These are the rival schools. Then they'd be like, hey, man, screw you.
Berlin wasn't around, so we've kind of embraced them. Orange was the rival school. That was the school where I punched the quarterback and got kicked out the game my senior year.
Wait, what did he do? Whoa, why did you what happened?
Pursuing him, chasing him.
This is the thing Maddie hates.
Tackled him.
Punched him right in the face mask and broke your hand.
Rolled out of bounds. Me and this kid had beef since the 4th grade. I knew this guy in the 4th grade. We never were friends. So after I tackle him, he gets up, kicks me in the chest. Kind of gives me a little heel stomp to the chest. I was pissed.
You're not going to put up with
so
that.
I cocked back, and I didn't punch him in the face mask because I'm smarter than that, but I punched him because I'm dumb still.
In the throat?
And I got kicked out the game. And he didn't, because the second guy always gets caught.
I'm caught up in you had beef with a dude since 4th grade. How did it start 4th grade?
Grudges.
Petty.
Hold grudges.
I am the same way. Like my brain, like if you've wronged me one time, I'm going to remember that forever. Forever.
I'll hold on to it.
For sure. For sure. And eventually I'll try to get my get back at some point in time.
I got mine.
Coming up top of the hour, we're going down to Cincinnati. Mike Petraglia covers the Bengals over at the Jungle Roar podcast. He'll join us to talk about everything that's been happening down there in these joint practices with the Chicago Bears. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We're known for 3 things: games, conversation, and Common Man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Hey, Bo Bishop here. From scratch-made dishes to craft cocktails built with their local spirits, High Bank is the perfect place for date night, game day, or getting together with friends. Whether you're sipping the best vodka in America or grabbing a meal, High Bank delivers every time. Learn more at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
How do you know you got a great deal? You came to Coghlan Chevrolet. Lease a new 26 Trax, only $129 a month. Lease a new 26 Silverado, $369 a month. Or get 0% financing and no payments for 90 days. Visit CoglanChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Coghlan has the car for you.
36-month lease, $44.98 due at signing, includes $398 fee plus tax, title, and registration. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. 0% for 60 months equals $1667 for 1,000 finance with approved credit through GM Financial. See dealer for details. Stands 831.26.
Every year, summer ends and the kids go back to school. This year, I'm going back too, at My Computer Career. They helped me get financial aid, and I got to choose online or on-campus classes to fit my needs. Now I'm on a fast track to a high-demand IT career where the rewards can finally match my value. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. That's mycomputercareer.edu. It's never too late to go back to school.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Out here, you know the drill. Animals are hungry, dogs are getting muddy, and you just noticed you're low on feed. Stocking up at Tractor Supply is easy on your wallet with our unbeatable prices on select shavings, retriever dog food, and Producer's Pride animal and poultry feed. From backyards to barnyards, we've got everything to keep your pets, animals, and livestock well fed and comfortable with low prices all summer. At Tractor Supply.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Football season is here, and Germain Toyota of Columbus is kicking off a deal that's too tough to beat. Now, through August 31st, 0% financing for 48 months on all 2026 Toyota Tundras and Tacomas. From hauling your tailgate gear to tackling your daily drive, the Tundra and Tacoma are ready for game day and beyond. 0% for 48 months on all 2026 Tundras and Tacomas through August 31st. I can't say it enough. Score yours today at Germain Toyota of Columbus at I-70 and Bryce Road. With approved credit, see dealer for complete details.
Your next getaway is closer than you think at your Columbus Zoo. Baby elephants, playful tigers, hungry giraffes. Explore North America Trek and discover rescued bear cubs, eagles, and more. Plan your visit today at columbuszoo.org.
Football season is here. Make sure your internet is ready. Kinetic's 100% fiber gives you the fast, reliable connection to enjoy live football on YouTube TV and watch up to 4 live games at once with Multiview. Check real-time stats and catch more big plays without missing a snap. Take your game watching to a whole new level. Switch to Kinetic. Save up to $120 on your first year of YouTube TV. Visit GoKinetic.com for details. Subject to availability and eligibility. Terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. Cancel anytime. Kinetic. Internet better. Get
ECO. Hey, Jerry, remember when you invented that tiny bit of paper at the start of a new roll of sticky tape?
that helps you find the end?
Ah, yes, the Jerry tab. Too bad the name never caught on.
But it makes the thing you already paid for more useful.
And makes your life more enjoyable.
So I thought we could make people's lives more enjoyable when they call us to do plumbing work on their home.
Get Eco. ECO.
If you get Eco to replace your water heater, our helpful plumbers will do up to $500 worth of additional plumbing work for free while we're there.
The job's too little to call a plumber for, but you really want a plumber to fix.
Get Eco. ECO.
And if you need something bigger done, we'll give you $500 off the cost of that.
Wait, we could put a Jerry tab at the beginning of every toilet paper roll. I could be famous after all.
Get Eco. ECO.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
Home of the Jerry tab.
GetEco.com.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family.
Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Isaiah Jacob. A federal appeals court has temporarily halted a ruling that would have given thousands of college athletes an extra year of eligibility. The decision leaves players from the 2022 recruiting class in limbo with the college football season just days away. In baseball, the Guardians picked up a series win over the Giants yesterday, taking the finale 5-2. They'll look to gain ground in the playoff race tonight when they take on the Rockies at 8:40. The Reds are coming off a wild 10-9 shootout with the Cardinals and will take the field in the late slate tonight against the Diamondbacks at 9:40. Nick Lodolo gets the start for Cincinnati. This update is brought to you by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences, tickets, sideline passes, and trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register today at roosterswings.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Finding the sweet spot between the over and the under. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Welcome back in. Hour number 2. Going to start it off with some Bengals chatter right now. Mike Petraglia does an awesome job covering the team. Make sure you check out the Jungle Roar podcast. If you're a Bengal fan and you're not listening to this, I don't know what you're doing. Mike, welcome in, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. I cannot wait for the football season, the real football season to begin. But coaches will tell you these are not meaningless games.
We were sitting here yesterday, Mike, and we were reacting to some of the tweets coming out of the joint practice with the Bengals and the Bears. And there seemed to be a lot of positivity around the defensive line and what they were doing. What did you see? Can you confirm that the defensive line had themselves a nice day?
They certainly had a great finish to the day, which is ironic considering it was the Chicago Bears. Last year, we remember how the Bengals did not finish against the Bears and lost that heartbreaker when they failed to tackle their tight end for the game-winning touchdown. That was not the case on Thursday as Myles Murphy got through for not one but 2 sacks, one of which probably was a safety. And then it was Jalen Davis picking off Caleb Williams to end practice. That's the way to finish practice strong. Also on the series before that, in 4-minute situational defense, Dexter Lawrence picked off a pass. He not only picked off the pass, he played volleyball. He tipped the ball about 20 to 30 feet up in the air, ran under it, and caught it for an interception. And it was Cassius Howell, the rookie out of Texas A&M, who made the rush on the play to cut off the passing lane for Caleb Williams to the halfback for a screenplay that forced that turnover to take place. So I think overall the Bengals had a very strong finish to the practice defensively. I think the Bears won the first half of the offense offensive day against the Bengals defense, but it was good to see the Bengals defense respond with a strong finish.
Mike, I wanted to ask you about one of the other things people are talking about that came out, which is Joe Burrow in media availability, essentially talking about the urgency for this year. And a lot of people are looking at that as a shot at the front office. Are we reading too much into that? How did you take those comments?
Way too much into it. And I understand the national narrative that's going to take place after someone like Joe Burrow speaks, because it's all about clicks. It's all about social media. It's all about hype. And I get it. But when you talk about where Joe Burrow's mindset is, go back to the press conference in May when he talked about becoming a meaner Joe, a more vocal Joe in the locker room. What he said yesterday is just a continuation of that focus, that energy that he wants to instill in all of his teammates. That when you come here, this is not like years past. We're not messing around, and the standard has been raised. The internal expectation of doing your job is much higher than it has been in years past. And I thought yesterday was just a continuation of that. I wouldn't say I rolled my eyes, but I sort of rolled my eyes, I guess, because until a team does anything on the field, I don't care.
That's fair. Mike Petraglia from the Jungle Roar podcast joining us here on Rothman and Ice. Let's stay there on offense, Mike. Outside of T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, nobody's going to be surprised to hear that those guys are, again, having a nice training camp and all that. They're elite players. But the pass catchers not named T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, what have you seen from those guys?
That's a great question. I'd start with Andre Yosevich. I think some people have wondered whether or not he is truly the number 3 receiver behind Jamar and T. I think he is. I think he's the most reliable number 3 receiver that the Bengals have in their wide receiver room. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Has he had issues, last year with some drop passes? Absolutely. And this camp, he's making plays. He's had a couple of drops, as they all have, but he's made a few more plays, and Joe Burrow really trusts Andre Yosevich, especially in the red zone. He had another big red zone play yesterday. I think it was just out before the goal line, but he's looked really good in the red zone, and I'd start there. Then I'd say Colby Young, for a rookie, has really flashed impressively. He's a rookie, so he may not know all of the intricacies of route running and separation that Joe Burrow needs a wide receiver to understand. But that being said, he's made a lot of great catches on 50-50 balls. Then there's Dante Myers, Charlie Jones, Keyshawn Williams, Mitchell Tinsley battling, those 4 guys battling for the last 2 wide receiver spots.
You mentioned a couple of rookies already in Cassius Howell and Colby Young. How much of an impact do you think this rookie class is going to be able to make this year?
Yes, I think they're going to have a big impact, and I think that's credit to the Bengals scouting department. Of course, as I said a couple of minutes ago about Joe Burrow and my little mini rant there, until you do it on the field in NFL regular season games, it's just potential. And this team has always had great potential, but never produced the results. 2021 and 2022 aside, they haven't produced the results. And I think this rookie class has the potential of putting up the best results of any rookie class in the Zach Taylor era. And I guess I'm including the 2021 Jamar class and even the Burrow class. Look, with those classes, in Burrow's case, it was Burrow and T. Higgins. With Jamar Chase, it was Chase and I'd say kicker Evan McPherson. This group has the potential of making an impact immediately, and I think that is the kind of impact that could put this team from playoff contender to a Super Bowl contender. I really do.
So a couple weeks ago, we had the unfortunate news come out of camp about Shamar Stewart with the hyperextended knee. What's the latest on him, and when should Bengal fans be expecting him to get back to full strength?
He's making good progress. He's doing running, as Zach Taylor said yesterday, on the rehab field pretty much every day. I'd say week 1, week 2 is a realistic expectation, maybe week 3 against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. But I don't think he's too far away.
So when you look at this team right now, obviously very talented. We think they're in a window. But where are some of the places where they still need to get that work in before the regular season starts?
I'd say linebacker. I think everybody would like to see them have a little bit more depth at linebacker and the versatility to stop the run at the second level. I think that is certainly one area you would focus on. Another area would be offensive line depth, especially at the tackle position. You have Orlando Brown Jr., Amarius Mims, and Cody Ford. Who beyond that? That's a good question right there. Maybe Javon Foster, who got second team reps yesterday. I think he's somebody to keep an eye on Saturday night against the Bears. And the running backs, keep a close eye on that, only because I think they would like some explosiveness and some options behind Chase Brown. Samaje Perine is a trusted veteran, and maybe they believe that's enough. We love Samaje. We're just going to, roll with him until, God forbid, something happens to him. But if he's healthy, he's the number 2. And Taj Brooks. Could they find somebody else? Maybe. But again, they like Taj Brooks really quite a bit in the special teams game as well.
There's been a lot of conversation about the new defensive toys right out there on the field on the D-line. People are excited about that. Haven't heard much about Al Golden. So, Mike, what's the vibe around Al Golden? How is he feeling right now about the defense going into his second year down in Cincinnati?
Light years beyond last year, because this team has more veterans who have done things in the National Football League, starting with Dexter Lawrence, Brian Cook, Jonathan Allen, Boye Mafe. He's got guys in the room who know what it takes to win championships and get deep into the playoffs. And last year's group did not have that. And last year's group, with 3 rookies, Shamar Stewart and the 2 linebackers, Barrett Carter and Demetrius Knight Jr., they were still learning NFL defenses and how to play it. This year, you make the adjustment after one practice, it's on to the next installation, then it's on to the next. And Al Golden didn't have that luxury last year. He does this year, and he feels like he's got more command of what these players can do for him as a unit.
We'll get you out of here on this one. What is Zach Taylor's plan for the preseason game tomorrow against the Bears? What type of personnel are we going to be looking at?
Second team, third team, again, guys that are battling competitively for that, for the roster spots, maybe 47 through 53. I think that's realistically what you should look for tomorrow. Look again in the punt return game for a guy like Dante Myers to flash. I think they want to see more from him. They want to see more from a guy like Russ Yeast, who could be the fourth safety. He made that interception against the Lions to win the game. Swayze Bozeman, he could be the fourth linebacker. He's been getting a lot of reps. He got first half reps in the defense against the Lions. He's somebody to keep an eye on. And as I said earlier, look for that offensive tackle position to be under focus, under the spotlight on Saturday.
Is the plan, real quick, Mike, to get the ones more run against the Eagles next Friday?
No, I think the plan, exactly. The plan is that these guys are going to be ready mentally for the regular season opener September 13th. I asked Jamar Chase about that yesterday in the locker room, and he just said there's a switch that we all have as NFL players, and we know by now how to turn it on, and that's what we're going to rely on. And good for Jamar to acknowledge that and admit that. Jamar is one of the most honest people in that Bengal locker room, and clearly reflects where the Bengals and how the Bengals are approaching the rest of the preseason.
It's good stuff. He's Mike Petraglia. Again, go check out his podcast, the Jungle Roar podcast, with a whole bunch of great Bengals coverage. We appreciate you, my man. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you.
There he goes, Mike Petraglia. You like that approach? Just, hey, we got a little run in the first preseason game. We're just going to figure it out in game one. You like that?
I mean, listen. They got some guys who played a lot of ball.
Yeah.
So if they trust it, I'm fine with it. I think as a player, I'd like to stretch my legs a little bit, but hey, man, up to them.
The thing that would scare me a little bit if I were a Bengal fan is the history of slow starts under Zach Taylor. That's all. I just think getting a little run against a very competitive Philadelphia Eagle team for maybe a couple quarters, I don't think it's a bad idea, but hey, if they think they're ready to go, we shall see come week 1 against Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Coming up next, it's time to do Under Pressure with JP. Join along with Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
The Buckeyes are ranked number 1, so let's talk about them. Endless Buckeye conversation awaits you on your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan.
Common Man here for my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. Summertime napping season is upon us. What's that mean? Well, that means for me, a little nap on the leather couch. I got the ceiling fan on, but if that AC's not working properly, that nap turns into crap. Am I right? You got to make sure that AC's in tip-top shape, and the only people to call are my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. The message on their homepage says, we care about your comfort, because they do. If you're not comfortable in your own home, they start to get itchy and scratchy. Here's what you need to know about my friends at Care. They've won the Lennox Centurion Award for 17 years in a row. Now, if you're not in the biz, you don't know what that is, but I'm going to tell you, it's given to the top 5% of Lennox dealers in the country each year. Their service techs are the best in the business, and there's not a problem they can't solve, except maybe the meaning of life. They had no answer when I asked them. But think about living without central AC. Mess you up. My friends at Care also have easy online scheduling. CareHeatingandCooling.com. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
Nothing annoys me more than wasting time. Scotty Vegas here, and I want to be golfing or playing tennis or betting on people golfing and playing tennis. I hate waiting on an oil change, but that's all changed. Krieger Ford, the car buying experience was amazing. The service, just as good. I left my Bronco in the driveway and easily scheduled an oil change at KriegerFord.com, and they even came right to me and changed it. All game changer, the Krieger Ford experience. Experience it at KriegerFord.com.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver. Outlaw Motor Speedway gives you the chance to prove it. Experience professional racing simulators, full motion rigs, and some of the world's iconic tracks right here in Grandview. Race your friends, join a league, or bring the office out for an unforgettable corporate event. And when the checkered flag drops, keep the night going with great food and drinks here or next door at Agave and Rye. Then climb back in the driver's seat and see who's got what it takes. Book your race today at outlawsimracing.com.
As summer starts winding down, it always seems to happen the same way. The backpacks are packed, the school forms are signed, and suddenly the calendar fills up faster than you ever expected. Between the last-minute appointments, school shopping, and getting everyone back into a routine, it's easy for those projects around the house to keep getting pushed to next weekend. Here's the good news. Your roof doesn't have to be one of them. At Newman Roofing, our team of value-driven professionals makes the process simple. You'll get honest answers, clear communication, and recommendations built around your home's needs. No sales pitches. Whether it's a new roof, siding, or gutters, we'll help you check it off your to-do list with the kind of white glove service that's earned the trust of families across Central Ohio for more than 30 years. So instead of worrying about your home, you can spend what's left of this summer making memories with the people who matter most. Newman Roofing, built around family. Ours protecting yours. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
Helping a new driver get ready for their road test? Here's a convenient new way to make the most of your 50 hours of required practice driving time. The Road Ready Ohio app, available now at no cost to new drivers and their families. Road Ready Ohio keeps track of your driving experience together, providing feedback and safe driving tips. It even generates the documentation you need for the Ohio BMV. The Road Ready Ohio app, free to download in the Apple and Google App Stores.
The Ohio chapter of the International Society of Arboriculture, or ISA, encourages you to schedule your winter tree work during the summer. It's a smart choice because it often secures better Ohio ISA certified arborist contractors availability. In some cases, you can lock in off-season pricing or discounts. Plan ahead before winter storms hit and remove problematic trees on your property before they cause damage. You can find your highly qualified Ohio ISA certified arborist at trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
Common Man and Timmy.
What rank would the pilot be for Aer Lingus? Would he be a colonel, would he?
Colonel Lingus? What's the matter with you, you idiot?
Common Man and Timmy Afternoons on the Fan is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies are here for your Friday. Yeah, ending the week with some nice weather. Highs around 81. For your Saturday, increasing clouds with spotty showers and storms popping up in the afternoon and evening. Highs right around 80. For The Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
1, 2, 3. Here at The Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan. Rothman and Ice present Under Pressure.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Get 50% off all window styles plus no payments for 2 years. Visit windownation.com.
All right, Under Pressure time, JP. Joshua Perry in the house today. Who wants to lead off this week?
I think you got it.
All right, here we go. I'm going to start off with the guy we're all familiar with around these parts. Because I think tonight, JP, this is a massive game for one Will Howard. They play the Jets. By the sounds of it, Aaron Glenn, he's going to roll out his starters in this game. So we shall see. That's been said this week. But tonight, you'll have TLC Steelers hosting the Jets at 7 o'clock on the NFL Network. When you look at the addition of Drew Aller, third-round pick, the first of 3 third-round picks, that means something to me. That tells me a little bit about the intrigue from Mike McCarthy's side of things. We know Mason Rudolph is there. JP, I think if this is a bad performance with him, I think his roster spot is in doubt because I don't think they're going to carry 4, and I think they're going to want to have Mason Rudolph as a vet in the room behind Aaron Rodgers. So I'm putting Will Howard on the pressure list tonight. We don't need to get carried away with preseason stuff on the outside, but I really believe for certain guys, preseason means a ton. So I'm going with the former Buckeye.
I think it's a great pick. And as we saw, by the way, you mentioned with Drew Aller where they selected him, but he went out there last preseason game, looked pretty good, looked fluid, looked like he was in rhythm. So certainly some intrigue. I think you want to talk about quarterback situations, right? Like, I think they're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
You know, the backup quarterback situation there feels like one that a lot of people would like to have because, you know, they're backups, but I don't think you worry too much with some of the talent that's in the room there. So I'm kind of there with you. So I'm going to go quarterbacks here as well for my first Under Pressure, and it is the Browns as an organization and figuring out what the hell they're getting ready to do. And on the way in, I was listening to Bo Bishop talk about the joint practices with the Bills and the idea that Josh Allen, who is already one of the best players in the NFL, gets to take all of the reps with the ones. Right? So he's getting every single rep that he needs to be prepared for a season. And the Browns are over here still trying to figure out what they're going to do with the quarterback spot. And you have to make a decision. You need to evaluate it earnestly. I totally understand that. But there comes a certain point where you look at it and you're like, both of these guys need reps.
Yeah.
Like, they need all the reps that they can get. And so we're running out of time with that.
I think it's a good call. They ran into the situation last year that was worse than this year because you had 3 to 4 guys in the mix a season ago. And so, yes, that's just the dream for every franchise, to know that you have that guy and to just start there every single year. And in the Bills case, you got a new head coach too. So I'm sure Josh Allen's like, hey, let's get everybody get on the same page with what we got to do here. I like that call. I'm going down to the SEC for my second candidate here. And it's a wide receiver by the name of now Ryan Coleman Williams. This dude in 2024 was looking like, oh my goodness. Yeah. He's on his way to be a first-round pick.
Jeremiah Jr.
Those guys were duking it out as the best freshman. Who was it? Jeremiah clearly was that guy. But in 2024 for Ryan Williams, it was 865, 8 touchdowns. As a true freshman, hell of a year. Then you turn the page of 2025, 689 and 4. However, the drops have really been a thorn in this dude's side. And so now as a junior, which Ryan Coleman Williams are we going to get? Because the skill set is there, the ability to get open, all of that stuff, right? But if you can't secure the rock, Kalen DeBoer, not going to trust you to call your number that much. And so if Alabama is going to get into the mix this year, into that maybe a deep playoff run or whatever that looks like, he's got to get right. And so I think there's a lot of pressure this year on Ryan Coleman Williams down there in Tuscaloosa to be a dude.
To that point, Bama as a whole under some pressure right now.
Fair.
Kalen DeBoer, contract situation, he's fine, but it certainly feels weird down there. Like,
the noise was loud after year 1.
I know. And it's crazy because if you talk to an Alabama fan, they will still defend him, but I think in their own circle, they don't like him. You know, so it's a really weird spot. And I think if Ryan Coleman Williams can catch the ball, it goes a long way for that offense to get back to what it needs to be. All right, my second one, I'm squarely putting myself under pressure.
Okay, let's talk it out.
Got some road games coming up here.
Okay.
Got a lot of logistics to figure out. 2 kids.
Yeah.
Got to make sure they're squared away. My wife, I don't want her to go crazy while I'm gone. So that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just packed up all the suits in a box, sent them over to Stamford, Connecticut. The wardrobe thing has been a bit of a thorn in my side the last few years.
How many suits do you send over there?
I probably sent 12, 13, maybe 14 suits, something like that. I got a couple more that I need to it's neither here nor there. The wardrobe thing gets a little bit off the navigational beacons every once in a while. They sent the boxes, the wardrobes where I've returned them. They sent them to my apartment in Chicago after we had discussed my address, which was the same last year as well. So just to let you know where that is. So I'm a little worried about that. The diet has to change a little bit because I'm more sedentary this time of year. There's a lot of sitting. So I'm just trying to get my mind right, and I feel like I'm running out of time and I'm not quite where I need to be.
Is this kind of your version of the Sunday scaries?
A little bit.
Like starting to creep in just a little bit. So take us inside like the NBC studio. Like, do you have your own dressing room? Like,
I do.
All that stuff with Joshua Perry on the door and all that?
It's
big time, man. You made it.
It's card stock, so they can swap it in and out. And my name is not firmly on any room around there. But we've got our own dressing room set up.
Yeah.
We got a little TV in there. Got some, green room snacks and whatnot.
What else is produced out of that studio or building? What else are they doing over there?
Well, they're doing all their stuff. So Sunday night football, football night in America. We share that studio with the NBA. So all the stuff you saw from that.
Like Blake Griffin and that crew?
No, it's Carmelo and all those guys.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
They've got WNBA. Do a lot of Premier League soccer. They got some golf coming out of there.
Got you.
So,
a
lot of people floating around that building.
I like it. Third candidate for me. Speaking of the NBA, I'm going with the beard. James Harden.
I did not like that.
I'm going James Harden. How would you like to be, 36 years old, on the, the down end of your career, and here's 3 years, $97 million, JP? How does that sound for you as a guy that's still good, but maybe not elite? Sound all right?
Feels like stealing a little bit.
It's a win. First team all ski mask. But look, man, you come into this situation. They make the trade for Peyton Watson. This is all about the postseason for this man.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is. He's going to be awesome in the regular season. He's going to get the rock to everybody, get you about 8-9 assists a game. But they're trying to take swings at this and retool this, in their minds, what I think is a championship window with the core that they have. If that's going to happen, it's not going to be because of Peyton Watson. It's not going to be because of Jared Allen. It's going to be because of James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, and Evan Mobley. So here he is as a guy that is a good table setter and a good bucket getter.
But do you think he has it, though?
When it comes to the playoffs, I can't believe that he has it, because I've seen it his entire career that, yes, throughout maybe games 1 through 4 in a playoff series, those are okay. But the critical games 5, 6, and 7, he's got a horrible track record there. And so if you're a Cavs fan, with some of the up and down play in the postseason from Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, this is the guy that you're going to be relying a ton on, and I'm a little concerned about it. So, again, it's going to be good in the regular season, but I think there's a ton of pressure on the beard, man, to show up in the playoffs when it matters.
It's kind of my problem, though, because it feels like you're running back things that you already know. And I wouldn't, as an organization, I don't think I could put my hopes into that, period. And that's where my arrow's down on them. Like, I think that they'll be a great team in the regular season, right? Like, they'll be right there. They'll be squarely in the playoffs. And then I'll just turn off my television because I'll get pissed off.
Because they've shown you for, 3 to 4 years in a row now that, they're going to be good, but their championship ceiling doesn't seem like it's very legit. And so the hard thing, the reason why it took so long, they were obviously trying to get LeBron. Clearly that didn't happen. And so now here they are. You look at the roster on paper, it's really good.
Yeah,
it's really good. But if you're a Cavs fan, that doesn't matter anymore, nor should that matter. You got anybody else?
Yeah, I'm going to do one that you'll appreciate. R&B singers under pressure. You brought up the verses. My guy Donnell Jones is one of my favorites. And by the way, Where I Want to Be, that album, no skips.
Heat.
It is
Nothing
so
but
good.
heat.
And then Joe with the big teeth.
One of my favorite R&B songs is More and More by Joe.
You see the teeth now?
Yeah.
Can't close his mouth.
Yeah. We got to chill out with that.
I agree. We've gone too far in society.
The veneers are just
crazy.
Getting extreme.
So I listen to these battles. I haven't listened to this one. And I think a lot of these guys should just go in there and play the track and not even turn the mic on. But if you're going to have your mic on, you need to make sure that your voice is nimble and agile enough to do the songs the way that they sounded on the record. And so these guys are squarely under pressure because they can't sing.
I noticed because I watched the Pretty Ricky and B2K versus, and that was decent. But to your point, now these guys are up in age too. They don't have the cardio. Like they're not on tour practicing.
Have you seen clips of a Keith Sweat concert?
It's tough. It's rough.
And he was never a great singer to begin with. And now it's out of control.
Do you know who Donnell Jones is, TLC?
I know who Donnell Rawlings is.
Okay. Listen to some Donnell Jones.
Let me ask you this. Do you know who
Charlie Wilson is?
You know
yes.
Okay.
Love Uncle Charlie.
First name Charlie, last name Wilson.
He's still performing too, by the way.
That he is. He's getting busy.
They got to like hold him up on stage.
Oh.
Do you know who Pretty Ricky or B2K is?
B2K, yes. They did the bump song.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty Ricky had a run that was phenomenal.
Never heard a Pretty Ricky song, huh?
What about Jodeci? You know Jodeci?
I couldn't name you a song, but I definitely heard of them.
Okay.
So they're going to be in Cincinnati in like November.
Pulling up?
I think I have to. They're my favorite. Their peak for 90s R&B, better than anybody else.
They're like the R&B version of a boy band, right?
Yes.
Like Boys to Men-ish.
Okay.
They did hip hop beats, but it was like R&B, almost like gospel melodies.
I know who Belle Biv DeVoe is.
Congratulations.
Nice.
Best concert I ever went to was in Cincinnati, Drake versus Lil Wayne. Remember that tour?
Yeah.
That was the best thing. For me, growing up as a kid in middle school and high school, when they were at the peaks of their powers.
I don't like Drake.
That concert was, what do you mean? What's wrong with Drake?
I think he's a poser.
The Degrassi years still haunting you, huh?
Well,
Not
I
buying
don't. The whole thing about he has a ghostwriter.
Okay. I think a lot of people.
I feel like he tries to act like he's harder than he is.
I saw the video of him, like the 20 women versus Drake thing. Did you see that YouTube video going around?
I'm not watching any content with
What
Drake.
I liked at the end, though, was like there were 3 finalists, and he gave them all $25,000 in a Birkin bag. So, you know, when you got that type of money, at least give back to the folks. I did like that.
I will watch Drewski videos all day long. I'm not watching Drake.
I picked Drewski to play me in a movie. We picked a celebrity, all of us. He picked Jacob Elordi.
I did.
Who's dating Kendall Jenner, by the way.
Nice.
Dating Kendall Jenner.
Good for me.
I picked Drewski. Think during the break.
I'm going to think about
who would
this.
be your guy, and then we'll come back and talk some SEC ball and preview the season next with Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Steve Air with USA Insulation. Let's do some quick math together. Your energy bill this summer, probably one of the highest you've ever paid. Now imagine that same bill all winter long. That's what you're going to be looking at if you don't fix your insulation. You can still get the best deal of the year. We foam your walls. We insulate your attic for free. That ends August 31st. You don't want to miss it. The insulation pays for itself in energy savings. Call before August 31st for your free attic insulation. 529-2440 or usainsulation.net.
USA Insulation. Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since 48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at mountaindew.com. That's mountaindew.com.
All the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My AC's still cooling, but something's not quite right. Seems it's working awfully hard, but I'm so hot at night.
Let us have a look. We'll figure out what's wrong. We'll recommend the best plan to get it running strong.
Get a free diagnostic AC check with repair.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
How do you know you got a great deal? You came to Coughlin Ford. Lease a new 26 Bronco Sport or Maverick, $399 a month. Get 0% APR on a new 26 F-150 Super Crew 4x4 STX or lease for $499 a month. Visit CoughlinFord.com.
Coughlin has the car for you.
36-month lease, $29.98 due at signing. Not all buyers will qualify. 7,500 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. Excludes tax, title, and registration. $395 disposition fee at lease end. No security deposit. 0% for 36 months equals $27.78 for 1,000 finance. With approved credit through Ford Motor Credit. Ends 8/31/26.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Fascinating, informative, covered in dog slobber. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Happy Friday to you. You think about anybody during the break that you would like to play you in a movie about your life? Anybody?
Yeah, I mean, first off, it's not going to be anybody who is A-list, because I don't think it wouldn't be an A-list type of movie. This would be like a straight to Tubi type of production here. So, and I'll give credit to him. I think he's better than Tubi, but like a Luke James or something like that.
Okay,
I feel like that we could get right with that.
See the vision.
Yeah,
I like that. Okay, yeah. Are you in on TLC's called Jacob Elordi?
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy from Euphoria. Have you ever seen or heard about that show?
I've heard about it.
What else is he in?
How do you spell dude's name?
I think it's Elordi is the last name, I believe. He's got a movie coming out. Trailer's been everywhere. Great information by me.
I've seen this guy before.
Yeah.
You buying that?
It's me.
Without a beard? You seeing that?
I think you're selling yourself a little bit short.
Selling myself short.
Yeah, I think this guy's a little bit unhandsome.
Oh.
He's got a funny face to me.
Really?
Yeah.
The streets say otherwise. The ladies say otherwise.
The streets are usually wrong about these things. I think they go off of vibes more. Like, it was the whole Pete Davidson thing.
Okay.
Where everybody's like, oh, man, Pete's so hot. Oh, we love Pete. Pete is an ugly dude.
He's not a handsome fellow.
He's not.
He's not a handsome fellow.
So I think
that's
people
for sure.
incorporate the vibes too much.
He was with what? Kim Kardashian. Just had a baby, too. Kim Kardashian.
Ariana.
Like,
Ariana.
What are we doing here?
Kim Kardashian is now with Lewis Hamilton. So, you know.
That makes sense to me.
She's kind of got the Derek Jeter infield, going.
Who is the dude who was the football player in Why Did I Get Married?
Oh, yeah.
I think I might pick him.
Yeah, we got to find his name.
I think I might pick him.
That's a good call. I don't know. TLC, have you even heard of that movie?
No, but it was 2010, so I should have.
Richard T. Jones or Michael J. White? I think you're referring to Michael J. White.
Let me look it up.
The actor?
Marcus Williams.
Or Richard T. Jones.
Yeah, he was Marcus in the movie.
Yeah, so Michael J. White.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And he's always seemed like he's a villain in the movie.
Yeah, he's a little villainous, but he's got a little gap. He's swole. I feel like
I like that.
Yeah,
that's a good call.
We can rock with
I think that's spot on. All right, TLC, we played the game earlier with the Big Ten. Scaling up from 1 to 10, hit us with some topics. We'll hit you with our confidence and whether or not this will or will not happen.
All right, this will be the SEC edition. Topic number 1, Arch Manning will be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft.
I'm going to go with a 6 on that.
6 is a perfect number.
I'm going to go with a 6 on that. Supposed to be decent competition for that spot right now.
Yep.
I believe Dante Moore is heavily in the mix for that. We'll see about some of the other guys, CJ Carr, Lenore Sellers, and that crew. But I'm going to go with the 6 for Arch Manning. Back half of the year looked a little better than the first half a season ago. I never really saw number 1 pick stuff from him last season. But this year, you add Cam Coleman, Wingo's down there. Colin Simmons should be flying off the edge on that defense. They're going to be a good team, but I'll go 6.
People were acting like the back half of the year he looked like Julian Sand or Fernando Mendoza or Dante Moore, and like not close, guys. Like let's pump the brakes here, just because we do this thing, right? Like our window for judging him was so bad that he played average, and people were like, "It's great." Mm-hmm. That just wasn't the case. I've also seen enough clips from training camp of the ball looking a little bit wobbly to not be super confident. But if he can make those strides, and he's going to be in some big matchups this year, and he's got the name, like I just can't count out the idea that he'd be the number 1 overall pick.
Take us inside the ball being wobbly. That's why that's a concern for you, seeing that type of stuff.
It looks like a harder ball to catch. And think when you got conditions, you know, quarterbacks, Tom Brady's done a great job of this on broadcast, talking about cutting the ball through wind. And quarterbacks always talk about a wet ball and windy conditions.
Yeah.
And when you naturally throw a ball that's wobbly, it's harder to cut it when you've got that wind there. So it just gives me concern.
I was doing a deep dive the other day, just on quarterbacks and arm strength and their velo. What surprised me last year was Sam Darnold was high up on that list of just ripping the ball from the pocket, man.
We want to talk about velo. One thing I did see from Bryce Underwood, the amount of RPMs he gets on the ball. I mean,
it.
that thing is coming out. It's
Right.
like you hear it whistling.
Which could be a good and bad thing.
Yes.
You can have the fastball, but where's the changeup in
Right.
your bag, too? You got to have that to put that ball over guys like Joshua Perry, right in between you and the safety and that type of stuff.
In between
right?
you and Tyvis.
Yeah,
you
except for Tyvis would blame me completely, even though I did my job. But he would be like, where's my help?
Oh, man, but those are the throws that we want to see Bryce Underwood make.
That's
right?
what he's gotta
You
do.
can rip that fastball on a slant, whatever that route may be, but those tough throws where you got to put touch on it, we'll see if he's got that in his bag.
All right, Trinidad Chambliss will be a Heisman finalist.
God. I'm going to say a 4. I think I'm down on Ole Miss.
Okay.
And I'm not necessarily down on Trinidad. But I don't know where my expectation level is with them because I'm still not convinced that we know if Pete Golding can coach.
Fair.
We saw what he did in the postseason. Lane did all the work up to that point. And then they were a pissed-off football team, which is a lot of times a really good football team. So they can make a little run. But now that it's him, there's this whole offseason, and it's a lot of guys that he wanted to pick on his staff. We'll see. Like, I'm just not confident enough to say that I know these things are true and that we can have the same year out of Ole Miss offensively that we had last year with the defensive head coach who hasn't done the job before.
Individually, he's got a chance to rack up some really good numbers just based off of what his skill set is. Like the rushing upside, I think, is there. He almost got the 10 touchdowns a year ago. I like what you said about the team, though. I think the team success isn't going to be there. You look at what are supposed to be the heavy hitters in the SEC. I think they're in that second tier right now. And so for him, oh, man, I'm going to go 3 on this. I'm going to go with 3. What do you think about his NFL potential? You think there's upside there for him?
I don't think the NFL would really know what to do with him because he's not a big dude.
6 foot, man.
He's not a big dude, and the legs are a part of the equation. And I feel like NFL coaches get screwed up every time they've got a guy where the legs are a part of the equation. Mm-hmm. They just don't know what to do.
Lane Kiffin gets LSU to the CFP in year 1.
So I'll start off by saying this. I think he has to.
Or what?
Or he looks like a dummy.
Or else.
Like, you did all of this. Basically, in my mind, you leave Ole Miss as an acknowledgement that you don't ever believe that they'll win a championship. You got them to the highest heights that they'll go as a program. Well, you're walking into LSU where pretty much everybody except for Brian Kelly figured out how to win there. Even dudes who I don't think are good coaches have won titles there.
Coach O.
Yes. So here's your opportunity, and I think year 1 he has to win and spend big money in the portal to get a quarterback. Rated his old roster, tried to at least. Some guys wouldn't come, some guys did. Right? He's a portal king as people have called him. Like I don't think there's a curve here. I think he's got to go. Now, where would I put that? I would say probably a 6. I think they're going to be a good team.
Yeah. I was going to go 5.
Yeah.
Like right down the middle. Tough schedule on paper right now. You can say that for a lot of Big Ten and SEC teams. They'll kick this thing off on the 5th against Clemson. You touched on the portal quarterback Sam Leavitt coming in right from Arizona State. I always like Lane Kiffin's offenses. That's never an issue for me. It's just about, hey, when they handle that stretch run, JP, of in November, home against Bama, home against Texas, at Tennessee, I don't think they're going to get through that clean. And so that's before even mention the early matchups of at Ole Miss and home against A&M. And so I'm going to go right down the middle and call it a 5 because with the schedule, clearly they have a chance. I just think the roster may need another year to get there to get into the college football playoff.
Are they in with 3 losses?
Who are the losses to? So if the 3, they have to get one of Texas, Bama, and Ole Miss probably, right? Or A&M?
And A&M.
You got to have one of those.
Right.
We'll see about Tennessee. I mean, they're 20th on paper right now.
I don't buy Tennessee.
Okay, so I don't think they would get in with 3. Do you?
It's kind of where I'm at. And so I think with that schedule, I might be leaning like a 4, actually.
I'm here for Lane Kiffin at LSU, though, because if we can get a villain in that role at that program, like I'm all about it, man.
I just don't know who decided that he was a $13 million a year coach.
I think it's timing, right? A program that believes that they should be playing for natties that's a little desperate.
It's PR.
Okay.
It's got to be. I mean, what has he done to say, listen, what he did at Ole Miss, pay the man, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to be basically at the top of the food chain in terms of salary.
He hadn't earned that.
It's insane.
Yeah, he hadn't earned that. Not at all. Coming up next, you're going to hear from Christian Allegro about the Buckeye defense and what's been happening over at camp. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. A question I get all the time is, how did we become the largest injury firm in the world? We have over 1,000 lawyers in all 50 states and close to 6,000 coworkers. Our call center is on duty 24/7. You can reach us at any time at forthepeople.com. But the real reason is we won a lot. When you visit our website, go to our verdicts and settlements. There you will see what our clients were offered and what they were awarded at trial. All those verdicts help us resolve many cases fairly and early. You see, nothing beats reputation. The insurance industry knows who we are. We even have insurance adjusters call us for representation because they know too. We've made it easy. On your mobile device or computer, go to forthepeople.com and we will get busy. It's that easy. Call today. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Can anybody beat the Dodgers this year? If not, the Dodgers is trading at a 35.7% chance to win it all, meaning $100 will pay out $258.40. Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Trade the draft pick, the game, and more on Kalshi. Download Kalshi and use the promo code POWELL. That's POWELL to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. Kalshi, trade anything. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. See Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Recruiting is the lifeblood of any successful program. But here's the thing about a great pitch. Everybody sounds good before you commit. Hey, it's Austin Ward here. What tells you who somebody really is comes after the yes. That's what impressed me most about Awaken 180. Paige didn't need me to believe some giant promise. She wanted to understand what I needed and then let the program prove itself. Once I started, the attention didn't disappear. The coaches knew how my week went, what was coming up, when something needed adjusting, and when I simply needed somebody to say to me, "You're doing this right, keep going." I lost 50 pounds, but that's only part of why I still endorse Awaken 180. Plenty of companies are great at recruiting customers. Awaken 180 is great at developing relationships. Paige and her team stay involved because they actually care whether you succeed. That's something you can't fake for very long. They earned my trust, then they backed it up. They deserve your trust too. Check them out today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Football season is here. Make sure your internet is ready. Kinetic's 100% fiber gives you the fast, reliable connection to enjoy live football on YouTube TV and watch up to 4 live games at once with Multiview. Check real-time stats and catch more big plays without missing a snap. Take your game watching to a whole new level. Switch to Kinetic. Save up to $120 on your first year of YouTube TV. Visit GoKinetic.com for details. Subject to availability and eligibility. Terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. Cancel anytime. Kinetic. Internet better.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
Bring bold flavor to every cookout with Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh, no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
Like Yoda, Rothman will limp onto the golf course, talk about how stiff his back is, wonder how he can even make it through a hole, and then proceed to kick your ass. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
That you are. Happy Friday. Former Buckeye national champ Joshua Perry in the building today. I saw this, JP. Happy National Sweet Tea Day.
Okay.
For all that celebrate. I'm not a sweet tea guy.
I love sweet tea.
Yeah, it's fine. I just don't seek it out. If you could only have one beverage, soft drink, non-alcoholic, with your meal for the rest of your life, not water, but just a lemonade, like tea, whatever, Tahitian treat, whatever your thing is. What are you picking?
It's a obvious answer to me, but the more I think about it, the tougher it gets.
Okay.
So Coke Zero is the answer.
Okay.
I love Coca-Cola. So I'm trying to lower the calories and the sugar and all that. So I drink a Coke Zero. I enjoy. I drink one a day at least.
Okay.
Can we take calories out of it?
Yeah, do whatever you want.
All right.
So if that was part of the equation, calories didn't exist, Hawaiian Punch.
Good call.
Okay. That's
an excellent call. And
Speaking of my childhood right there.
Hawaiian Punch does not have as many calories as you might think it does.
Have you ever had Tahitian treat, TLC?
No.
Have you never even heard of it?
I've heard of Tahiti.
What's the best way to describe that? Like fruit punch with Sprite in it? Tahitian treat?
I'm unfamiliar.
You've never had Tahitian treat?
Nah.
Interesting.
What is this?
I think Tahitian treat is great. So you should tap in.
All right.
It's really, really good. I'm going to go with, I've been big on these sparkling ices. I don't know if you guys have had those yet, sparkling. So it's water, but it's carbonated water.
The brand Ice.
Yeah, it's really
I don't
good.
My
like
parents
those.
always have those in their house.
Oh, I love those.
Always.
Zero sugar.
I don't like
The black cherry flavor.
It feels like I'm cheating because it feels like I'm drinking soda.
My
but it's
wife
just water.
drinks those.
They're like 5 calories.
Just give me a LaCroix or a Perrier or something. Just I don't need all the extra.
I like
on
those.
that.
I just feel the flavor and carbonation in the sparkling ices hits different. I don't know how they're pulling this off.
That's real interesting. I learned something new about you.
I like the kiwi watermelon one. That one's good.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you say of course?
It just feels like that's a flavor you would like.
What does that mean?
I think
there was nothing.
If I can read between the lines,
I said that,
I just think he's shaming me as a man for having kiwi strawberry. You know how some of your friends you get like a mixed drink.
Cole, where were you gonna take it?
I was wondering what you
going to take.
I was wondering what you meant.
What do you mean by that?
That's what I was asking you. I'm like, what does that say?
Can I say that?
Can I get in on that party?
I don't know.
No, but
I'm not a big kiwi guy. Like strawberry kiwi, not really my thing.
It's good, man. But I know there's a lot of dudes out there like, hey, you out with your boys, and like, I'm gonna get a beer, I'll get an old fashioned, and somebody's like, yeah, let me get a mixed, I don't know, sweet strawberry margarita or something. Then they usually get bodied for that, and I don't appreciate it.
That's me though.
Shaming people for their drink selection's crazy, and then
I'm not a beer guy at all.
Well,
me either.
I'll drink it, but I'm not going to shame people who don't.
Right.
The ones that kill me, though, are like you get a drink that comes in like a martini glass, and people are like, oh, that's a real feminine-looking drink. And it's like the glasses are selected for reason,
Correct.
right? Like this is not just a random thing. If somebody comments on the glassware, reject them as a friend. We're too far gone.
We got to stop drink shaming out here.
We do.
Everybody's getting to the same point, feeling the same way. With a little alcohol in your system. Let everybody drink what they want to drink.
Yeah, the drink inside is the same.
Exactly.
A&W root beer, final answer for me.
Okay. Oh, good call. So A&W root beer.
Have you had the cream soda? A&W?
I think, but rarely. Yeah.
That used to be a thing for me.
You know what? You know when I had the cream soda version of A&W is in the dining halls at Ohio State.
Oh, yeah.
Because they got the millions of options and everything. Gosh, man. The way that I ate freshman and sophomore year when I was in the dining halls, it's not surprising how much weight that I put on. Because I was still eating like I was a high schooler.
That's what college is for.
I carried that over, but I was playing high school football. I was playing high school baseball. You cut that out, but I could eat the exact same. It's like, oh, the weight actually stays. You know?
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And then it's like I had to go reverse course, and like now I'm eating healthy because I don't run around as much as I did when I was in high school.
We've all kind of been there. I've got a big back.
So I'm washed, is what I'm saying.
Well, I'm beyond. If you're washed, I don't know what I am. I'm washed at this point. At this point,
We had a funny interaction. Not to cut you off for a second time, but we had a funny interaction where Ice and I literally, I think it was yesterday, the day before, we were talking about just like the future of the radio station. Where are you going to be in 10 years? We're going to be, and he's like, man, when you're 40 years old and blah blah blah, and I'm like, you'll be 50, and he's like, whoa, like he didn't fully grasp that as he was like talking about me and my future and what it's going to look like when I'm 40. I'm going to be like, at that point, you're going to be 50 years old, and the fear of God just shot right into his eyes.
You're
scared of 50?
50 that's a serious number. Like 35. I'm 35.
You're planning for retirement
Yeah,
at 50.
50 is when it really, really gets a little. I think it's going to get spooky for me.
I mean, I think the numbers would bear out that if you make it to 55, 60 years old as a generally healthy person, the odds are that you'll live closer to 90 than you would to like 70.
Okay. All right. So, I'll keep
so
my
you
fingers
got a
crossed
lot
on
of
that.
life at 50.
All right. Fair enough. Get you some Tahitian treat. I'm telling you. You guys are not going to.
I'm looking at it. It looks really good.
You guys
it looks
are gonna
like just
that.
a different version of Hawaiian Punch from a different location.
Hawaiian Punch, high C, all that kind of stuff.
High C is good.
Can't go wrong. The Buckeye defense is adding Christian Allegro to this unit, a guy coming in with high hopes. Let's hear from him on how he's acclimating himself to the OSU defense.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, it all started with Coach Mick, in the weight room, getting me ready, getting me right, and then, just acclimating to Coach Patricia and Laurinaitis' defense. So it's been good, and it's been a good transition, in my opinion.
Here he is with where he's lining up and where he's been playing most at the moment.
So far, I've been playing a lot of kind of that outside linebacker role, but lately they've been moving me into that inside linebacker role, which I ran more of at Wisconsin. So honestly, both is pretty equal to me.
Dude was a menace, as you know, comes in as a senior, right? 6'4 plus and all of that. I think this is going to be a versatile piece for Matt Patricia to use. Maybe it won't look exactly the way we saw Arvell Reese last year, but I think it could look similar.
He intrigues me, and I've talked about this, and I think football people are finally starting to catch up. But when I was at USC, I was talking to one of the people in the personnel department, and we were just going over the roster that we had at Ohio State. And I'm like, yeah, we had big backers and the whole deal. And he's like, the big backers are coming back. And I was like, I've been talking about this for probably 3 years now. And the reason I mention it is I do think it's a weapon right now where teams are starting to understand that to win a championship, you got to be able to run it, right? But you still got those weapons on the outside. You still got to have guys who can cover. Tight ends can become a weapon. Having a big backer that's got some range and is an athlete is a weapon on defense right now.
Yeah.
And so I love the fact that he is in that room. The size that he has, his ability to run. Wouldn't say he's the most fluid guy in the world, but moves pretty well. He's physical, violent, aggressive. I'm here for all of it.
Love what you said at the end about linebackers, physical, violent, and aggressive, right? That's usually what it takes to be successful at that level. Coming up, we'll talk more Buckeye football with Austin Ward after an update. It'll be our deep dive here in mere moments. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, it's Common Man. Everybody's talking about affordability these days, but the good news is you'll find hundreds of vehicles that fit your budget at GoGermain.com. Drive home in a new sedan starting at just $139 a month. New SUVs from only $189 a month, or a truck for as low as $329. Plus, choose from over 1,700 new and pre-owned vehicles, all priced under $30K, and it's only at GoGermain.com. And with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Go see my friends today. GoGermain.com.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Every year, summer ends and the kids go back to school. This year, I'm going back too, at My Computer Career. They helped me get financial aid, and I got to choose online or on-campus classes to fit my needs. Now I'm on a fast track to a high-demand IT career where the rewards can finally match my value. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. That's mycomputercareer.edu. It's never too late to go back to school.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Out here, you know the drill. Animals are hungry, dogs are getting muddy, and you just noticed you're low on feed. Stocking up at Tractor Supply is easy on your wallet with our unbeatable prices on select shavings, retriever dog food, and Producer's Pride animal and poultry feed. From backyards to barnyards, we've got everything to keep your pets, animals, and livestock well fed and comfortable with low prices all summer. At Tractor Supply.
Recently, our company's softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win, like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later.
Sound familiar, Dale?
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
On this episode of Science Stuff, we're examining the fastest things on the planet, like the cheetah. It can reach a land speed of probably having an off day happens to everybody, but here is the American race car. People love the thrill of the... Okay. Next up is the Falcon. No, all right. Oh, great Caesar's ghost, what was that? Why, I think we've found the fastest... Let's watch in slow motion.
Hi, it's Alex, the friendly Apex...
It's Apex Pros, the pros who knows. They're the fastest thing on the planet. When you have a problem with your plumbing, furnace, air conditioner, or electrical system, Apex Pros gets to you faster than apparently everything. Leaves are blown from trees. Paint is stripped from buildings. Mothers clutch their children's hands. Because when you have something broken in your plumbing, HVAC, or electrical, you don't want to wait.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. ApexPros.com.
Bowling is my sport. I'm a bowling warrior, but my plantar fasciitis hurts so bad. I felt like I didn't want to bowl anymore. I was devastated.
This is Lori, and this is her Good Feet story.
I was in constant pain for over 5 years because I was constantly trying to find something to help me feel better, and I wasn't getting it done. But then I found happiness at the Good Feet store and my Good Feet arch supports. With these arch supports, my game is fabulous, and I'm not thinking about my feet anymore. I'm just knocking pins down.
For over 30 years, the Good Feet store has been helping improve the quality of people's lives 2 feet at a time.
Outside of bowling, I still wear my arch supports. They fit my vibe, my energy. I know my feet are going to be supported. I know I'm going to be balanced. It allows me to do anything with ease. I don't even think anymore about my feet. I really just say, what's the next door I can open?
See how we can help you with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Day 1, the hardest day. The day you hear,
"This is a type of blood cancer."
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Isaiah Jacob. Ohio State is adding another piece to its basketball roster, bringing in 6'9" Argentine forward Lee Aliyah. Aliyah averaged 18 points and 9 rebounds last season, playing professionally in Spain. Ohio State's roster is now full at 15 players. The Guardians picked up a series win over the Giants yesterday, taking the finale 5-2. They'll look to gain ground in the playoff race tonight when they take on the Rockies at 8:40. The Reds coming off a 9-10 heartbreaker with the Cardinals and will take the field in the late slate tonight against the Diamondbacks at 9:40. Nick Lodolo on the mound for Cincy. This update is sponsored by High Bank Distillery Company. Locally inspired dishes and award-winning cocktails. Visit highbankco.com to make your reservation today. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for A Deeper Dive.
Sponsored by Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com.
Welcome in, hour number 3. Joshua Perry in the house. Happy Friday to you. Bottom of the hour, we'll talk all things Guardians, Reds, Major League Baseball with Jensen Lewis. But right now, it's time to talk Buckeye football because the season is right around the corner, and who better to preview it with than our guy, Austin Ward. A-Dub, what's up, man? How you feeling today?
Oh, feeling awesome. Great to be with you guys, Maddie, JP. It's great to see the sun out in Columbus, and it's great to be 15 days away from the season opener.
No doubt, no doubt. We were reacting to some Christian Allegro sound before we brought you on. So let's get your take on the role that you've seen him take on throughout practice, but I guess more importantly, how you've seen him go about his business so far and the player that he is through your eyes.
Yeah, and I think that JP can definitely attest to this. If you have worked out with Brady Collins, and if you've played for Luke Fickell, you're about as tailor-made to be in the Woody Hayes Athletic Center as you possibly can be. So I think the training that he got at Wisconsin, the experience at the Big Ten level is significant. He's not one of those guys, Maddie, that needed a transition acclimation period coming out of the transfer portal. He got it, I think, the moment that he walked in. And spring camp was impressive. I remember one of the first drills of March, seeing Christian Allegro drop into coverage, break up a pass in a red zone 7-on-7 scenario. It's like, okay, well, it's not just that he's showing up to, play as an inside linebacker, to be a stand-up edge pass rushing threat. He can do a little bit of everything, which is critical as Ohio State has been working to reload. That backer hood there alongside Peyton Pierce with, Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese are not walking back through that door. So they need guys like Christian Allegro to step up, and he has, he's stacked days since spring. It was really, June and July. We talked to Jalen McClain and asked, who's somebody who's flashing in OTAs that maybe isn't getting enough buzz. And the guy that he pointed to was Christian Allegro. So he's won over teammates. James Laurinaitis made him the emphasis, really the only emphasis in the transfer portal. He went after him for a reason. Matt Patricia can use players with his skill set in a variety of ways. And then, he's followed that up with a great couple weeks of training camp. So really impressed with Christian Allegro, and the Buckeyes are going to need him at his best on September 12th.
Who else on the defense has been turning heads in camp?
Yeah, the list seems to grow every week, JP. I think you look at this group, and suddenly we're talking about the potential for, as many as 6 defensive ends to be involved. The primary conversation that we had throughout the offseason was, is there going to be enough guys to play out there in those 2 defensive end spots? The discussion had flipped from a year ago. It's like, you got, 3 or 4 options there, but what are you going to do at defensive tackle? And now with, I'm naming too many guys, with James Smith, John Walker, both, really turning heads, I think, in those scrimmages and through practices. And Kari Wilder, the true freshman. And I know it's difficult to come into Ohio State, to a national title contender, and play right away at a defensive end spot. And, they're not really necessarily looking for him to be a starter, with Kenyatta Jackson and Bo Atkinson up there, Quay Rasaw doing good things, Zion Grady and Epi Satanale both working on a second-year surge for them. But there's just that name, Kari Wilder, got the black stripe off last weekend. It just keeps coming up, and he's flashing a lot. And then the next step when you're, playing in Larry Johnson's room and in a Matt Patricia defense is turning those flashes into consistent productivity. But, I think Ohio State saw, in the losses to Indiana and Miami that, they needed 5 or 10% more from that defensive line to dominate the line of scrimmage and control a game. And I think that they've invested accordingly. The effort has been there, and certainly the athleticism and talent is in abundance. So if you can add 2 or 3 more guys that you can rely on to expand that rotation, the better off you're going to be over 16 games.
Austin Ward joining us here on Rothman Ice, talking all things Ohio State football. Let's go over to the offensive side of things, and let's talk about some of the pass catchers, specifically Chris Henry Jr., because I know there's going to be a lot of people excited to see what that's going to look like when they get rocking and rolling. So how is he progressing? Has he looked like out there in practices? And I guess what type of role do you see him having?
Yeah, I remember, Maddie, you and I had a conversation about Chris Henry Jr. about 6 months ago, thinking in the middle of spring ball. I said, it's not really fair to compare him to Jeremiah Smith. It's not fair to put that level of expectation on him. And Ohio State, to be honest, doesn't need him to come in and be a day one impact player. And maybe all of that was true at the time, and to some extent, not comparing him to Jeremiah Smith is still the most fair way forward. But he is on a rocket ship since then. And you look at him physically, he checks every single box. The genetic traits that he's got as well, the understanding of football, the IQ on the field, the route running. He can do a little bit of everything. I still don't know what that means in terms of, I don't know that he's going to start because there's been more. You have Jeremiah Smith for one. There's still been, I think, growing optimism about Brandon Ennis and his role on this team as a senior, and Devin McEwen. Especially those first 3 days of camp was just maybe the highlight factory out there for Ohio State at wide receiver. But that's been followed up by Chris Henry Jr., who I think, or I heard, was really impressive last Saturday in that first scrimmage. Another opportunity for him to do that tomorrow at the Woody. And same with Brock Boyd. He made a couple catches, I was told, that were explosive, added another element to the offense down the field. And there's going to be opportunities for those two. And I really believe, we'll have to wait and see for it to be sure that it happens, that this team will get back to playing 4, 5, or 6 wide receivers the way that they haven't in the last couple of years. And Chris Henry Jr. is absolutely part of that conversation.
Has Ohio State settled in on an offensive line yet?
It feels like they're getting close, JP. And one thing they had to do, I think, to really get to that point was have Austin Serveld back on the field. He missed, a few of those practices last week, wasn't part of that first scrimmage. And when he came back, one of the silver linings of that injury, it's helpful that Austin Serveld has played all those positions already, is a veteran, is experienced. Once you get him back, you're going to be able to do anything you want. But you got to see Ian Moore, you got to see Philip Daniels, you got to see Josh Padilla, you got to see Gabe Van Sickle in some of these scenarios where maybe they get, 10 or 15 more reps that they wouldn't have otherwise, and that adds to the evaluation. And it feels like that has sort of got Ohio State of the mindset right now that Ian Moore at left tackle and Philip Daniels at right tackle is the way to go, and a move to back inside to right guard for Austin Serveld is something that they are not just strongly considering, but seemingly on the brink of deploying. And I'll admit that, I've gone back and forth throughout the offseason. Is that the best way to use someone who has a full year of experience at left tackle at a high level for Ohio State? Do you have enough depth at tackle if you move Austin Serveld out of there? And, so I had, just a tiny bit of skepticism about that, and also because I really like what Josh Padilla and Gabe Van Sickle can do. But as they've weighed this out, and it looks like that's the faith in Ian Moore is really going to lead to that being the starting lineup on September 5th. But the other part of this is, if there's any time that it doesn't work, if they start to struggle, either way, left tackle, right tackle, doesn't matter, they still have the ability to move Austin Serveld back if need be. And he's repped both of those things throughout camp, and he certainly played there in games. But I think when we see them on September 5th, as they go out for that first snap of the season, that Austin Serveld will be at right guard.
What do you think the approach is going to be with the running backs this year? I know Isaiah West has come out and talked about how he's feeling physically right after going through some injuries, even going back to high school. Mm-hmm. We saw Bo Jackson, what he's capable of, and then you add a guy from Florida in Jacoby. And so when you look at where those guys are right now, how Coach Lockman went about his thing last year, what do you think that's going to look like, A-Dub, the running back pecking order and the touches and how that's going to work?
Yeah, first of all, kudos to Bo Jackson for, he got, publicly and privately challenged at the start of this training camp. When you have the fans in there and the media for those first 3 days, no accidents are made when it comes to reps. And he was working with the twos, and everyone could see that. And then he bounced back with a really productive week and started, building on top of what we saw in year one as a 1,000-yard back as a true freshman. I think, if you ask Carlos Lockman, if you ask Ryan Day what they want, I think roughly 40-30-30 split is probably the ideal outcome for them. You want to have a guy that you can count on the most to be your lead back, that you're going to give the, when the chips are down, carries to. I think that will be Bo Jackson. Isaiah West is pushing right there, and Jacoby Jackson brings a little bit different element in terms of his, he is a grown man. I mean, he's a seventh-year college athlete, and he certainly looks the part. He is as mature as you could possibly ask for, physically, mentally, emotionally, across the board. And I think he's been able to add a little bit more explosiveness in top-end speed than maybe he showed at Florida. But, he's also still a guy who's rushed for 100 yards against Texas in the past, and, had a string of every game 2 years ago where he had a carry of at least 10 yards in all of those. So he shouldn't be forgotten in this conversation. But I think over the course of 16 games, Ohio State's shown multiple times that the best way to get through that schedule at that position is to have three guys that you can rely on. And I do think, Maddie, we'll see all three of them carry the football.
All right, we'll get you out of here on this one. I asked the guys earlier, you can only pick one beverage of choice, non-alcoholic beverage to have with all of your meals for the rest of your life. What are you picking?
Oh, my. I think I'm going to have any kind of flavored Coke Zero. Right now, I've got in front of me, Maddie, the cherry float flavor.
Okay.
It might be a little too sweet to have for every meal from here to eternity, but maybe just the traditional straight-up Coke Zero, that'll get me through every meal. I need caffeine to survive, and I'm not a Pepsi guy, so we're going with Coke Zero.
My guy. That was my pick. Yeah. I love it. I love it.
All right. I'm in good company then.
There you go. Appreciate you, Austin. We love having you on, man, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend.
All right, can't wait. See you guys.
There he goes. Austin Ward does an awesome job covering Ohio State. Coming up next, one analyst says Ohio State doesn't have the best big three in college football. This program does. Who is it? We'll find out next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly. Hey!
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
How many of you have had your garage floor done? I'll wait for the answer. Yeah, that's enough. How many of you think it looks like crap? That's because it is crap. One quick call to Comer and Cross Concrete Floor Coatings at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they can install a gleaming new Comer and Cross garage floor in one day. A Comer and Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It's like pulling into a new car showroom every night. And here's the best part. It is guaranteed your garage floor will never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And listen, you lazy bum, they'll even take the stuff out of the garage for you. They're all certified uniform pros. No subcontractors at Comer and Cross. This is a premier product with premier results, and they hired a premier endorser to tell you about it. For your quick and easy Comer and Cross garage floor quote, call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to comercross.com, C-O-M-E-R cross.com.
Bring bold flavor to every cookout with Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Kick off football season behind the wheel of a 2026 Toyota Tundra from Germain Toyota of Columbus. Right now, get $299 APR financing for up to 72 months on the rugged Tundra. Don't miss your chance to score big. Visit Germain Toyota of Columbus, just off I-70 and Bryce Road, or online at germaintoyota.net.
AR, you know what I tell everybody who asks me about buying a car?
What's that?
Go to McDaniel GM Superstore. I did, and it was smooth. No hidden fees. Everything laid out up front from the jump.
That's the way it should be. And right now, they've got a deal on the 26 Traverse that's hard to pass up.
Lease one for as low as $435 a month.
Plenty of room, the Chevy reliability, and a payment that actually makes sense.
Terms and conditions apply for qualified buyers. McDaniel GM Superstore, just north on 23 off Route 95 in Marion, or McDanielGMSuperstore.com.
Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Anybody can make a good pitch. Hey, friends, Beamer here. Awaken 180 had to prove it. Paige and her coaches stayed involved, kept me accountable, and helped me lose 75 pounds. Support during, support for life. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Welcome back to Yeah, That's a Pepper Thing. First up, we've got Harrison wrapping his Dr. Pepper in a tiny quilt so it feels at home. Oh, how tender. That's a pepper thing. And over to Becca, who's whispering affirmations to her can.
You're sweet. You're unique. You're the best thing I ever poured over ice.
She swears it makes it taste better. It's not a science thing, but it's a pepper thing. Why do they all do it? All for that sweet, delicious, truly one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a pepper thing.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
What defines Ohio?
A place that dares to go first and never looks back. There's no slowing us down. At Jobs Ohio, our mission is clear. Strengthen job opportunities and empower Ohio's workforce. Another reason why Ohio is now ranked the #1 state for business by CNBC. This is what unstoppable feels like. We did it together, Ohio. Our time is now. See Ohio's momentum at jobsohio.com/Ohio's time.
Join our degenerate gamblers Steve Biddle and Scotty Vegas every Sunday morning at 9 for On the Money.
Presented by Krieger Ford. Your best bet for a new car or truck. Visit Krieger Ford on Morse Road today or go online at KriegerFord.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies are here for your Friday. Ending the week with some nice weather. Highs around 81. For your Saturday, increasing clouds with spotty showers and storms popping up in the afternoon and evening. Highs right around 80. For the Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan. Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, let's get to it. You know, obviously we know over there at the Woody, there's so much offensive talent led by Jeremiah Smith, Julian Sam, Bo Jackson. There's going to be some real ballers doing their thing. But apparently, according to Chris Canty, TLC, that isn't the best big three in the country. Who is? Let's find out.
Let me explain. Darian Mensah led the Duke Blue Devils to an ACC championship, 3,900 yards passing, over 30 touchdowns, single-digit interceptions. A phenomenal talent, as indicated by the incredible NIL valuation that he got in the transfer portal. Mark Fletcher, 1,300 yards from scrimmage last year. Outstanding production, 14 total touchdowns. And Malachi Toney, wide receiver, who was a freshman last year from Miami, might be the best player in college football that nobody talks about. Between the running back and the wide receiver, they combined for 2,600 yards from scrimmage and 25 total touchdowns last year. Now, I get it. Miami had 3 first-round draft picks in the trenches that they lost. Reuben Bain, Akeem Mesidor, and CeCe Manoa. Yeah. I get it. I understand it. But based on what Mario Cristobal has shown, and somebody that is an offensive line coach by trade, I have full confidence that they can restock the trenches. But when it comes to touchdown scorers, when it comes to game breakers, playmakers, I love the trio in Miami more than the trio for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
So, he mentioned Darian Mensah. Good quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Second in the country last year in passing yards and all that stuff.
Sure.
Where he loses me a bit, though, is we can't play the card that nobody's talking about, Malachi Toney. And we can't do that. He's a guy that people believe is going to win the Biletnikoff this year. He's got a chance to do that. And so as a freshman last year, he comes onto the scene and is one of the best. That he lost me a little bit there. Fine, whatever. I'm not going to argue about if he thinks that's the best big three. I don't. I'm not taking Mensah over Julian Sam.
I'm not taking Mensah over Julian Sam.
Toney over Jeremiah.
Definitely not doing that. I'll give you Fletcher. That dude's the real deal.
He's a dog.
That dude's the real deal.
Yes,
but you're losing on 2 of the 3. By the way, when he's like led the Duke Blue Devils to an ACC championship, they had 5 losses. Listen to this. They played Illinois, second game of the season. Remember Illinois last year? Right.
Preseason darling for some last year.
Decent little team.
Yeah.
They lost 45-19.
BTA.
Come on, man. Like we gotta stop. They lost to Tulane last year.
Yeah, so
we gotta stop doing stuff like this.
I can't rock out with what he's saying there. I can't. And this year, JP, looking at their schedule right now, the only ranked opponent on their schedule, Golden Domers. And they don't play them until November 7th.
Wow, so neither of us are going to be battle tested into that game.
Not at all, unless somebody surprises. I don't know who that could be. Maybe Clemson. I don't know. But you look at these ACC schedules for the 2 top dogs and what are supposed to be the big boys. Well, Notre Dame's not in that conference. You get my point. Like, their schedules are really light. In Miami, out of the gate, it's Stanford, Florida, A&M. They should roll.
Yeah.
They should roll.
It's I guess that's the other thing, talking about the numbers. and I get it, and it's going to be a similar thing. He's in the same conference, but like doing it against ACC defenses, it's not SEC Big Ten defenses.
Right.
Cole, I wanted to ask you this real quick. Just popped into my head.
Hello.
But week 1, Sunday night.
Oh,
what's your rooting interest?
BTA for the Irish.
It's a little bit crazy you say that. I mean, this is like a pivotal year for the folks there at Wisconsin. Like, do you
is it because
you not want your family to eat?
No, I do want my family to eat.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, for the folks that don't know, lay out the family ties that we're talking about here.
My cousin's husband also coaches for Wisconsin. Not to be mistaken with my cousin who coaches for the Cardinals.
You got a lot of coaching cousins.
You're just so well connected, bro.
See, I don't know people. I just know people who know people. That's it. And Joshua's one of them. Joshua knows everybody. So I just need to know Joshua. That's all.
Yep.
But, yeah, my
so
cousin.
So you want it BTA, though. Like, it can't just be a win. Wisconsin ends up looking a little bit better than people thought early on.
They got 11 other games to worry about that.
See, that is a shame.
Fickle just got extended like a year and a half ago.
These extensions are so fake nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's true. Wait, isn't it like in his contract or something?
It was, and I think he turned the one down last year.
Oh.
He felt like he didn't earn it, so.
Well, okay, true, but I don't know if I could do that. If it's in my contract to get I also just don't understand how that works. How is it in your contract to get an extension every year?
Well, it's like all these guys who end up getting all these. You can either put it in the contract and you can just do it that way, or you can be like all these schools and your coach is like, have a good year, go look around for a job, and now you're paying top of market to a guy who's probably not that good.
What was your read on fixed call there to not take that extension?
It's who he is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my read on it. Would I have done that? Not necessarily, but I don't think you can not acknowledge that things haven't gone well, and I think he wants to really earn it.
Some people were reading into it that maybe he doesn't want to be there for much longer.
I saw him, was that yesterday, I guess? He wants to be there.
Okay.
I promise you he does. His wife opened a business there.
Okay.
He just built this big-ass house. I mean, like half-court basketball in the basement.
Laying down roots there in Madison.
I'm telling you, like they were... Everybody's there. One of his oldest son coaches for him. He's got 2 sons on the roster.
They're locked in.
That should be, by the way, if you're looking for a secondary team to root for, you got Fick, you got my guy Bean. You got Kenny Guyton.
Who's Bean?
He's Michael Sabini. He was a walk-on at Ohio State. Great guy.
By the way, Olivia's not giving any tickets to anybody in the family because she knows they're all going to show up rooting for Notre Dame.
I wouldn't either. But you got Kenny G over there, Tough Borland's coaching over there, Chris Worley coaching over there, Brady Collins, the Olentangy guy, by the way, strength coach, coaching over there.
Okay.
Curtis Grant just joined the staff.
That's a good call. What did the offense look like when you saw them?
Need some work still.
Yeah.
But they're a little bit banged up.
I think QB.
Colton Joseph. He's Old Dominion. He's a good runner. Good runner.
I'm about to say, no wonder I didn't know who it was.
So,
Old Dominion.
I think the quarterback...
I missed out on their tape from last year.
Quarterback's upgraded. I think he gives them some options to get out of jail with his legs.
Okay.
Their backup can spin it, though. I think a year from now, that guy's going to be good.
What year is he? Freshman?
I think
sophomore?
so.
Okay.
Running backs will be solid. They run hard. They're not most talented running backs. Mm-hmm. They're banged up on the O-line right now. It's got to get better. Talent on the outside is fine. It's better than it's been. Their defense, I think, has a chance to be pretty damn good, though.
Okay.
I'm mostly invested in their special teams.
Same.
Where's that game at?
Lambeau.
Okay, that'll be a good setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a real good setting there.
That's a makeup for, I think, COVID.
Is it?
I think so, because I think that it was going to be in Lambeau during COVID.
It's interesting.
And then 2022 was going to be the return trip to Soldier Field. So that would be like the Notre Dame home game.
Right.
So, but COVID never happened. And so Soldier Field was the only one that happened. I think they're making it up now.
Your favorite venue that you played in is the obvious whiteout. Did you get a whiteout at Penn State?
I got 2 of them.
Is that
Elite.
top of the charts right there?
Elite, not even close.
Yeah. Take us inside. Like, what is, because it looks nuts.
It is
on
nuts.
TV. So
it's crazy.
You guys down there on the field, it has to be insane.
You walk in there, you walk from the locker room, like through the concourse into like the ramp in the field.
Yeah.
So they have to put up these like chain link fences, portable fences that have a tarp over them. And so you've got, guys who have been drinking all day, the night before, screaming at you the whole way.
Yeah.
And then you walk onto the field, grass was always beautiful and plush, and you look up, and it's just this big-ass stadium. And that thing starts to fill up, and they had our parents up in like a corner all the way up top. And it is as loud as anything you ever experienced. You can feel it shaking because it's like this old erector set stadium. It was amazing. And then the night before, we used to stay at this Ramada because it had a conference center where we could do our meetings. But it's basically a motel. So it has outdoor hallways and metal doors. So their fans would sit outside of the hotel and throw rocks at our doors during the night. That whole setup is perfect for a big game.
Yeah. I gotta get there. I want to get to Austin, not just because they're playing Ohio State, but LSU night game, Austin, and then the whiteout at Penn State is something that's on my bucket list for sure.
Gotta do it
for sure. Coming up in 2 minutes, we'll talk all things Guardians, Reds, and Major League Baseball with our guy Jensen Lewis right around the corner. Don't move. We're Rothman and Ice right here on the Fan.
Common Man here for Germain Hyundai, where right now $99 a month gets you your choice of a 2026 Hyundai Elantra or a 2026 Hyundai Kona, a brand new Hyundai for just $99 a month, and only at Germain get free gas for 3 months. And with Germain's $1,000 price promise, no one will sell you a Hyundai for less. Find your $99 Hyundai today at GermainHyundai.com. With approved credit, Elantra $44.95 down, Kona $39.95 down, plus tax, title, first month's payment, 7,500 miles per year, ends 8/31.
When your furnace or air conditioner stops working, you can always rely on Atlas Butler to get it up and running the same day. So why not depend on Atlas Butler for all your plumbing needs? Our expert plumbers can take care of anything from a clogged drain to a broken water heater. We work on all brands of water heaters and plumbing equipment. One call does it all.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Football season is here. Make sure your internet is ready. Kinetics 100% fiber gives you the fast, reliable connection to enjoy live football on YouTube TV and watch up to 4 live games at once with Multiview. Check real-time stats and catch more big plays without missing a snap. Take your game watching to a whole new level. Switch to Kinetic. Save up to $120 on your first year of YouTube TV. Visit GoKinetic.com for details. Subject to availability and eligibility. Terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. Cancel anytime. Kinetic. Internet better.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Crowd the plate at your own risk. It's time for some chin music with former big leaguer and president of the Bald is Beautiful fan club, Jensen Lewis.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Feeling the heat? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on Train air conditioners.
Welcome back into Rothman and Ice. It's Friday at 2:30. You know who's coming out of the bullpen doors. Time to throw some chin music with the one and only Jensen Lewis, our guy. My man, happy Friday. How are you?
Doing well, brother. What a week and what a sprint to the finish this is going to be, man. This has been a wild week in baseball already.
No question, no question. Let's start with the Cleveland Guardians. Currently 4.5 back in the AL Central, however, coming off a series win at home. Their first series win at home, J-Lo, I believe, since June. Let's lock in on Gavin Williams because this guy now, I think, is just evolving right in front of our eyes into an absolute monster. Gets to 200 Ks, J-Lo. Every single year, it just seems like this guy is leveling up out there on the mound.
Yeah, and it really a start to bounce back from a couple that had a slight bit of regression as far as the strikeouts are concerned, but to get back to double digits, and as you mentioned, now joining Jacob Mizorowski and Dylan Cease for what they've put together. The body of work has been fantastic. Is he going to win the Cy Young in the American League? No, but I think, Matty, he's going to get a substantial amount of respect in that award market because of that ability to have that swing and miss, what he's done against some elite lineups. And now when you look at kind of the road forward, he should have another great opportunity against an Angel squad early next week at Angel Stadium to even add to that total. But, man, where would this Guardians team be without him? he has just been an absolute joy to watch.
So a couple of the offensive pieces that you know that we're going to be relying on, and Chase DeLauder and Joe Adele, those two guys banged up right now. It sounds like Joe Adele may be ready to go this week, and I know he pinch hit yesterday in that contest, but let's lock in on Joe Adele. Give me maybe a letter grade on the Joe Adele trade so far.
Yeah, it's probably a B+, considering that you didn't have much farther to go from the bottom of where this Guardians team was at. Dead last in OPS in the league. They were second to last in runs and homers, and they're still there. But what a jolt that he's been. And, in spurts, Nathaniel Lowe's been good too, but this is primarily why they went and got him. You hope he's able to go here beginning tonight in Colorado, just with such a good hitting environment, and knowing that this is a Rocky staff that's been very gettable as of late. So kind of that key guy. We know that he's dominated against left-handed pitching throughout the body of work of this year, and you better believe he's going to want to have to go up against his old mates when they get to Angel Stadium on Monday. That would be a great sight to see, and you know that he's chopping at the bit to be healthy and ready to go.
All right, J-Lo, let's lock in a little bit here on the AL wildcard picture right now, because we mentioned where they are in the AL Central standings, but you go over to the wildcard race, and they're only a game back. When you look at the Toronto Blue Jays, Texas Rangers, and now the Minnesota Twins up above the Cleveland Guardians, which team do you believe has staying power to hang around right now in this wildcard race?
Yeah, I think you can still look in the Central, Matty, and I think Detroit is still going to be heard from here. When you think about how jumbled it is, I usually resort back to who has got enough depth in the starting rotation and who has shutdown capability in the back end of their bullpen. Well, Toronto certainly does. Texas definitely does. And then you look at where Cleveland and Detroit are. So those four teams make a lot of sense. And, the irony that just a game and a half separates them. I don't know if Minnesota does have the staying power. Now, again, did not have on my bingo card that they would welcome in the Atlanta Braves and sweep them right out of town. That's a credit to that group for really rising up to the occasion. But right now, if you want to hitch your wagon, Toronto feels very good. They feel like they're trending in the right direction, albeit they got to try and stay healthy. I feel like they have been one of the most snake-bitten teams as far as injuries go. And then Detroit is an interesting case because the offense has been much better. We know that their pitching, even with trading Tarek Skubal and Casey Mize, has actually been as good, if not better. And that's a team that can really put together some series victories. So I think those four teams, Texas, Toronto, Cleveland, Detroit, all have the pitching, all have the horses to take this thing down to the final weeks.
Throwing some chin music with our guy, Denson Lewis. We do it every Friday right here on Rothman and Ice. Let's slide down to Cincinnati. Doesn't feel like they're going to make the playoffs at this point. You look at the wild card race, they're 7 games back. I would be shocked if they found a way to get there. However, I think what's been very, very exciting for Reds fans to watch is Sal Stewart just turning into an absolute beast day in and day out. So I want to ask you about not only Sal Stewart, but let's talk the NL Rookie of the Year, because J.J. Weatherholt, also in the NL Central, playing for St. Louis, has been great. But when you look at those two guys, you got to lean towards one or the other when it comes to NL Rookie of the Year?
Boy, the fact that Sal Stewart's going to have a chance to lead the league in RBI is going to be a very compelling case. And I think he'd be more bolstered, Matty, if Cincinnati were in the fight here in the playoff picture into September. But, boy, you talk about a debilitating loss. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like what we watched in that series finale. The drop fly ball to end the game in center field. You give up 6 runs, and then you bring the tying run to the plate multiple times in the bottom half of the 9th inning after you go down 5. A surreal kind of finish to that 9th inning, but also a microcosm of how things have just not gone the Reds' way. Now, you're right. This is it. This road trip kind of defines your season, whether you're in it or not. And you've got an Arizona Diamondback team that's kind of limping back home after what the Red Sox did to them. They should be able to handle the Giants out west, and then a critical series against the Chicago Cubs. So first things first, have to win a series in the desert if you have any designs on getting back into the wild card race.
All right, let's go out to L.A. Nobody's ever going to feel bad for the Dodgers, but what in the world is going on with Edwin Diaz? You know what it takes to come out of that bullpen door, close out games, get those big-time outs. This is a guy that we've seen be dominant for years, and now here he is. And I just have to imagine there's not – how can you have confidence in your Dave Roberts giving him the ball in the postseason at this point, J-Lou?
Yeah, it's a great point, Matty. And again, when you go back to this offseason, it's why they signed him to the deal that they did, was to be that stopper, was to be that guy that was going to help get them that 3rd consecutive World Series championship. As we sit here today, it's probably a handful of things all kind of coalescing at the same time. I don't know mechanically if he's right, and if there is indeed an injury there, they did the right thing by kind of stopping him. But I think there's also a confidence issue too. Matty, when you get that kind of command that's not what you're used to, it does play with your psyche. And so I think all of it was a perfect storm. Him coming back, getting thrust right into the closer's role. I'm still going to hang my hat on. I can't believe Dave Roberts kind of said, well, what other option do I have when Tanner Scott's been there and been arguably your best reliever all season long and doing yeoman's work as the fill-in closer? They went and got him, ironically, last year to be able to do the same role, yet it was kind of a slap in the face in my mind of like, hey, dude, I've been here all year, and I've been doing a really good job. So you are right there. The Dodgers leaking a little bit of oil here, and in the back end of their bullpen, they're going to need some reinforcements outside of Tanner Scott. Edgardo Enriquez has actually been okay for them. Alex Vesia, the mainstay, has kind of had a rough couple of weeks here and kind of needs to get back on track. And then Evan Phillips is probably, or Jack Dreyer, I should say. Jack Dreyer is probably a name to watch to get a little bit more leverage opportunity. Make no mistake about it, they need Shohei Ohtani in some sort of fashion, whether that is back into the rotation or maybe, just maybe, they find him into a bullpen role if they find that Edwin Diaz is not going to be able to make it back in time or is not going to be as effective as they once hoped.
All right, J-Lo, if we can't get the Cleveland Guardians or the Reds to the World Series, I think I've found the World Series matchup that I am now rooting for. Because starting on Monday, Wrigley Field was off the chain. The energy in there was absolutely ridiculous. Cubs, White Sox, Chicago, like I would be in on that. I was highly entertained by those two teams getting after each other in Wrigley Field, one of the best venues in the entire sport.
Windy City Series, sign me up, man. And ironically right now, too, Matty, if the playoffs started today, your Chicago White Sox would earn a first-round bye into the divisional round as the 2 seed, and no one in their right mind was going to say that before the season started. Remember, they were upwards of 25 to 30 to 1 to win the American League Central, and now they are 5 weeks away from not only winning the division but potentially bypassing the wild card round. The same can't be said yet for the Chicago Cubs, but I still think we've got a race here, Matty, in the National League Central. I am very excited to watch down the stretch they come as we begin play today. Cubs 5 back at the Brewers. Brewers are the big opener today. What an opener for this Milwaukee and Atlanta series. You got 2 Cy Young candidates head-to-head, Jacob Izarowski, Chris Sale. What theater that's going to be. A lot of free air conditioning at American Family Field later this afternoon.
We'll get you out of here on this one. If you are a Pirates fan, our guy TLC is one of them. How concerned should they be about what's happening with Paul Skeens and all the situations happening over there right now?
Brother, I mean, you root for guys like that because he is one of the good dudes in the game, and you can tell. Even this last outing, just fighting himself both mechanically and mentally, not the same fluidity that we're used to seeing. But I think if he can find a way to get this thing at least close by the time the calendar turns to September, maybe, just maybe, they go on that big run. But, boy, Bubba Chandler, Braxton Ashcraft, those guys have been a great 1-2 punch. They still have one of the best offenses in all of baseball. I think Pittsburgh's got one last run in them in September to try and get this thing across the line.
It's good stuff. He's our guy. Jensen Lewis does an awesome job covering the league. Make sure you go follow him on all his social media outlets and all the good work that he's doing. J. Lou, we appreciate you, brother. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you next week.
You got it, brother. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll hit the finish line of the show next. We'll tell the truth. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
At BMI Federal Credit Union, we believe it's never too early to build smart financial habits. Open a savings account for the youth in your life with just $5, and we will put $100 into a youth certificate. Visit bmifcu.org/youth.
Coghlan Kia of Dublin is now open, and we're offering grand opening savings at all 4 Coghlan Kia locations. Get 0% financing on select new 26 Kia Sportage and Sorrento. Pay $0 out of pocket when you lease a new 27 Seltos or 26 Sportage for $375 a month for 36 months. Get grand opening savings at Coghlan Kia.
Coghlan has the car for you.
With approved credit, 0% for 48 months equals $20.83 per 1,000 finance through Kia Motor Finance. Leases include 10,000 miles per year with 20 cents per mile over penalty. Excludes tax, title, and registration. No security deposit. See dealer for details. Ends 8/31/26.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
On this date, August 21st, 1990, Reds outfielder Billy Hatcher tied a major league record with 4 doubles in one game. And yet all anyone could talk about after the game was manager Lou Piniella. For this was the game Lou threw first base. Upset with a close call, Lou raced out of the dugout, picked up first base, and threw it into right field. And not satisfied with that, he picked up the base and threw it a second time. The crowd was going crazy as the umps ejected Lou. The Reds finally settled down and went on to win the game 8-1, thanks in no small part to those 4 doubles by Billy Hatcher. But all the headlines belong to Lou and his toss of first base this August 21st, 1990, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
How many of you have had your garage floor done? I'll wait for the answer. Yeah, that's enough. How many of you think it looks like crap? That's because it is crap. One quick call to Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they can install a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor in one day. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It's like pulling into a new car showroom every night. And here's the best part. It is guaranteed your garage floor will never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And listen, you lazy bum, they'll even take the stuff out of the garage for you. They're all certified uniform pros. No subcontractors at Comer & Cross. This is a premier product with premier results, and they hired a premier endorser to tell you about it. For your quick and easy Comer & Cross garage floor quote, call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to comercross.com, C-O-M-E-R cross.com.
CEC Turf and Tractor is growing. We're proud to welcome Green & Sons Equipment's Mount Sterling and Marysville locations. Same hometown service you trust, now with the strength of one of Ohio's largest Kubota dealers. Visit CECTurfandTractor.com today.
Every year, summer ends and the kids go back to school. This year, I'm going back too, at My Computer Career. They helped me get financial aid, and I got to choose online or on-campus classes to fit my needs. Now I'm on a fast track to a high-demand IT career where the rewards can finally match my value. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. That's mycomputercareer.edu. It's never too late to go back to school.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Out here, you know the drill. Animals are hungry, dogs are getting muddy, and you just noticed you're low on feed. Stocking up at Tractor Supply is easy on your wallet with our unbeatable prices on select shavings, retriever dog food, and Producer's Pride animal and poultry feed. From backyards to barnyards, we've got everything to keep your pets, animals, and livestock well fed and comfortable with low prices all summer. At Tractor Supply.
The Reds are on the Fan's family of stations all season long. If you don't listen, Terry Francona will ride his scooter to your house and yell at you. Your home of the Reds. The Fan, the Fan 2, and the Fan 3. The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by KDHVAC, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan. Tell the truth with Rothman Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, take us to the crib. What do you got cooked up, and tell the truth, brother?
Well, I've been here since Tuesday, and I realized that I've yet to ask you what you thought of Houston last weekend.
Oh, it was a good time, man. Great city, great vibe, great energy. It's one of those cities, man. You go, for me, when you go to a city to where there's a bunch of professional teams there's a different energy to it, right? Rockets, Astros, Texans down there. People fired up about the Texans. I did ask. I'm glad you asked me this because I didn't tell this story. So I asked about 4 just Texans fans because I want to do a temperature check on CJ down there. It ain't great. It ain't great. They're like, if he doesn't play well this year, they're ready to move on already down there. So it was a great time, but I'm glad you mentioned that because the Texans fan base, they're out right now after the playoff stuff.
I feel like Coleridge has done the opposite of aura farming. You know, like the way he walks, like he's a little bit duck-footed, and then he cut the hair. And so I feel like
now
that's
he's looking at his thumbs before games.
And I feel like that's adding to the people like not being happy about what happened in the postseason. Is like in the offseason, he also just did the opposite of aura farming. So
we'll see.
I don't know. He's looked pretty crisp though.
He did, man.
He's inked up now, though.
Yeah, he is.
He's inked up. They just need a run game. They need a run game to protect him a little bit. So we'll see if David Montgomery can do that.
All right, this started with a topic that Isaiah and I were just talking about in a commercial break throughout the show. Completely randomly, but I like this topic. What is a dog breed you will never own?
All right, so one of my good friends.
And we got to get this in now while Rothman's out.
One of my good friends has a cane corso.
Oh.
And I'm out on the cane corso for one reason.
It's stronger than he is.
No, but the slobber. Drooling everywhere on everything.
Really?
I can't live with that. I can't live with a dog that's doing that on my cover, on the couch. Like, I can't do it. Like, going over there, he'll get excited and, like, jump up on you, and then you'll have slobber all over your clothes. So because of that reason, I got to be out on cane corsos. Good-looking dogs. But I can't do that.
You can't have a dog that your friends don't want to come over to see.
Exactly.
It's a big dog.
It is a big dog.
We had the most suburban dog growing up. We had a Yorkshire Terrier. Golly, could not stand that thing. Oh, man.
It's a menace, huh?
So, to answer your question, I'm never owning a dog.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Shout out to my man Rothman.
I told Isaiah you were going to say that.
I can't.
Isaiah and I were having this discussion, and I said, this just gave me a great tell the truth topic. And then I typed it out, and I said, Joshua was going to say all.
Yeah, it's not something I feel like I can get into. We're busy people. I don't love the living with the animal inside the house thing. I don't like the dog in the bed thing. Like, none of it to me is what I want to do.
The dog in the bed thing, AR and I are indifferent on that because I'm like, no way. Watching dogs and how they go about their business outside, even before they do their actual business, the stuff that they're getting into, I don't know how people mentally get over that hurdle of sleeping in the same bed as a dog that's out there in the mud and the grass. I'm good. I can't do it. Can't do it.
Well, here's another tell the truth.
Yeah.
You ever been with a girl who won't kick the dog out of the room?
I have not personally. That's never been a thing for me. So lucky for me, I've never run into that issue.
I dated a young lady when I was at Ohio State who had a cat, and I'm allergic to cats. And she knew this when she got the cat.
Okay.
She was trying to run you off.
It worked.
Her loss. Are lemon drops feminine?
I don't want to get into this gendering of drinks, right? Like, I'm not going to attribute masculine or feminine attributes to a drink. I just think there are better shots that we can come up with if we're gonna get into that when we're out boozing.
Lemon drop shots I'm in on. If we want to take shots, I can't do the whole drink. I can't.
Too sweet?
Yeah, too sweet. Too sweet. But yeah,
describe me a perfect drink for you. Just like
a Moscow Mule.
Well,
That's
I mean, but like, what do you what about that do you enjoy?
I like the concoction of the ginger beer with lime juice, vodka, like that drink, the mint leaf in it.
A crisp spirit.
Yeah.
With a little bit of acid and some herbaceousness from ginger and mint.
Herbaceous.
Fired off the siren. Yeah, I'm with you. That's a great word. Say that? Herbaceousness?
Yeah.
Herbaceousness.
I'll be chefing it up.
Yeah, I like that.
I think that's a made-up word, actually, to be honest with you. Herbaceousness.
Not believe it? Don't you know where you went to school? Where you grew up?
Come on, man.
I went to school in the same place. Hey, public schools raised me, too.
That's right.
Me, too. It's three of us.
Wow, that is a word.
Yeah.
Holy.
Can I have an apology?
Sorry, Dad.
Thank you.
All right, so what was your issue with the whole lemon drop thing, then?
I think we can do better. I feel like it's too generic. I feel like it's low-hanging fruit. That's my only issue with it.
Okay. Do you have a problem with Tyreek Hill or others? He's not the first one, but he has made it clear that he does not want to sign with the team before the season starts. And so kind of cherry picking the season to see which teams are good. Do you see that as kind of a lack of competitiveness, or do you see it as a positive in terms of like gaming the system?
I think what it is he realizes that he isn't close to being ready yet. I think that's what this is. I don't even really know if he's trying to game the system, JP. I think he said about a month or two ago that he doesn't have any, boost in his leg right now that had that awful energy. And so for a guy that relies so much on explosiveness and speed and quick twitch and all that, I don't think he's there yet. And I think he knows, and I think he's being real about the assessment of his health at the moment.
I think that can be true. But if he was waiting to find a situation that he really liked, I have no problem with it. Yeah. I think you can get into a game where that situation might not like you. So if you want to take that risk, go ahead. Like, yeah, I mean, if you feel like you just don't want to jump in just for the sake of doing cardio and collecting a check, I understand.
Yeah.
Saw this, by the way. Alabama and Tennessee for the next couple of years are going to be doing home-on-home uniforms, something they haven't done since 1970. So should USC and UCLA be the only two schools to do home-on-home uniform matchups?
So what's that for Bama and Tennessee? That's the maroon, and Tennessee's
crimson.
Crimson. And
oh, my goodness.
What's the
maroon tide?
Just the orange, right?
Orange. Just the orange.
Yeah.
That's an ugly
it's
jersey
not
clashing.
the best one for me.
That won't look good.
Yeah, no.
I think USC and Notre Dame, when they resume, they should do that. Sacrilegious. I'd like to see Ohio State and Michigan do it one time.
I'm not mad at it, man. Those things don't really bother me at all. I just think the clashing of that Alabama crimson
that's going to be
that
ugly.
orange, that's an awful jersey on jersey game.
And then a quick one. Today's JT's Pizza and Pub fan poll sponsor. Which college football program is most poised for a bounce-back season? LSU, Florida, or Penn State?
Florida could double their win total. I looked at their...
What was it?
It was 4 wins. I looked at their schedule a couple days ago. I think they could realistically pretty easily win 8. So I would go with them.
I think I'm going to go with Penn State. No Indiana, Ohio State, or Oregon. I like Matt
And
Campbell.
I am looking at a half-empty bottle of Cavatier, which means that we are just about out of time.
JP, appreciate you. We'll see you on Monday. We'll be at AR's outing doing the show there. TLC, great job this week, folks. We appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. It's Go to Jail Friday. Timmy's got a horrible back situation, so work with him for the next few hours. And Dom Taberry is going to be joining Tim at 5 o'clock. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, what's up?